Hey, this is Terra Invicta, and we are back with some more Dungeons and Dragons goodness. This is episode 49, I believe.
Yes,
I think that's correct.
49.
Yeah. And we're gonna close out season 5 here. And I have so many notes. We have I don't think any of them will take a whole lot of time. My plan for this episode is to do a series of small vignettes. It's entirely possible that any of these vignettes could derail the entire episode and move us into something else. We'll see. But I think the first thing that I was thinking, right, is that we're going to kind of jump in media res at the end of the invasion of Farshore and just kind of do the like aftermath, right? I want you guys to at least have a chance to like talk to like the Jade Ravens, the Thanatons, and the Tieflings who helped you guys fight the battle that we didn't mention at all in the last couple episodes, right? Like those people exist, and I want to make sure that we, like, if you guys want to talk to any of them, there's a couple of things that I have specifically noted down that people will talk to you about. But just in general, like kind of like a after the battle vibe, let's bind our wounds and make sure everyone's okay, that sort of thing. But we can then move on from there to any other side things that we need to tie up before the season ends.
Did we want to mention the small retcon real quick?
Yes. So Seth and I were talking, and we were thinking through when I was listening back through the episodes, I remembered, I got back to the Deli vomits wild magic out of her thing. And we noted specifically that she lost all of her weight that she got from wild magic back in that sequence, but we didn't say that she went back to being 5 years old, which she also would have done. So remember, she actually, and I don't know if we kind of just forgot that she had ever changed in age, but Deli was 5, and then she rolled on the wild magic table and aged up 3 years and became 8. So she was still like preteen to teenager the whole time, but just as an official note, Deli has been 5, went back to being 5 many episodes ago. It doesn't really change the way Deli looks that much. It's just like a couple inches and a little bit more puberty maybe, but that's about it.
I haven't changed how I acted at all. So
yeah. All right, just as a thing that I noticed that we forgot to mention. Yeah, so one thing that I do want to actually start off with first is a short scene. I think we see, right, the Farshore is, slightly on fire still. There's bodies being piled up, mostly of pirates, but there's a couple of colonists too. Either colonists who just kind of got in the way, or who were in the militia and got killed during the battle. But we see, in particular, as we zoom in here, we see Git, right? We see Get out of that.
Of course.
A little Kenku in his rice hat, and he's sitting on a barrel, and he has like blood splattered over him, and seems he's taking his rice hat off and like, rubbing his face, and we can tell that like he's been in the battle. He was just off somewhere else doing something where you guys weren't, right? Again, he's a very high level like character. There are other choke points that needed to be filled by either him or like the Jade Ravens, and so he was off doing that stuff while you guys were doing your thing. But we do see a moment here where he, he's resting, and then he seems to get like a call or a mental message. We don't really hear anything. I guess we maybe hear like maybe a slight change in the soundtrack, some sort of like reverberation happening where he like perks up at it and like looks off into the middle distance, and then sighs, puts his rice hat back on, plops off the barrel, and starts walking away from Farshore. And he says, "Oh, they'll do just fine without me," as he trots off into the jungle for something. Git will return. It won't be too long, but there is something that he's like a little side plot thing he's gonna be off doing for a couple days or something. I imagine we'll come back to him before the end of the session, but just as a starting scene we get. We also see Vanthus and Sargon, right, limping back in their ship towards, wherever they came from, right? I think we actually maybe even see a moment where Sargon is like berating Vanthus, and Vanthus is sitting there like in all his demon glory, like just miffed. He's sitting in like a chair in like the captain's office. That's probably Sargon's chair he's sitting in. And Sargon's yelling at him. He just says, "What in the abyss were you thinking, Vanthus? You could have gotten us all killed. I knew Alysanne was reckless putting you in charge of everything. I told him that this was a mistake. He was smarter than this. Well, we're going to have words when we get back to Scuttle Cove." And Vanthus just like, waves him off and says, "Listen, I had half a mind to get everyone killed, getting back my fool of a sister. It's my personal business, and I can decide how to handle it how I want. But I listened to you in the end, didn't I? Alysanne will judge between the two of us, and we'll see who he chooses." And I think there's maybe a moment where Sargon, like, he grunts and just like, finishes the conversation there, goes up and shouts to his crew, basically, like, "Fire up the wake portal. We have to get back to Scuttle Cove immediately. Alysanne needs to hear all of this in person." And then we see them like fire up some sort of device on the back of the ship, and then there's like a big portal that appears in the ocean, and they just like sail through it, and the portal closes behind them. The last scene we see is a tired Luna Mendez trudging across the ethereal plane, and a kind of like bedraggled Nestor is just walking alongside her. The man looks unbelievably defeated. And it's like not even clear that she's threatening him to do this, right? It's almost as if whatever conversation they had between last we saw him and now, he's just going along with her willingly. And they're trudging through the ethereal plane, probably also on their way to Scuttle Cove. And yeah, we just see that like shot of them trudging through the ethereal mist, and then we cut back to you guys. So, we have a couple of notes here. We can, there will be, a montage of you guys talking with Lavinia and Tavi and Lyrith and the Jade Ravens, and then, of course, your allies that you recruited to help here, the Phanatons and the Tieflings. The one in particular I had a note about was the Tieflings. But if you would like to play out any of the other of those conversations, we can do that now. This is like in the immediate aftermath of the battle. Beyond that, we also have Takwi and Audren's romance up in the air that we need to figure out, because in the after show, Alyssa said, "We can be together, Audren, if you talk to Lavinia." So that will be a thing that we need to like figure out whether or not that happens.
Actually, I think I've changed my mind about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's start in media res and just like figure out the aftermath of the battle stuff. Is there any conversation you would like to have, except for the one that I like have a particular scene in mind for?
I mean, where's my boy Nestor?
Yeah, that's true. At the very least, we definitely see Anna like trying to find them, and obviously they travel in the ethereal plane and they're gone, right? So anything in particular that you want to see from Anna there, or is it just Anna?
Kill her so badly.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I'll give you a chance to kill her. It'll be great. It'll be glorious.
He's gone.
He gone. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I was thinking about after the fact, is she probably could have just like activated that right away instead of like having to hand wave jump down a building. So maybe that's even just what happened. Either way, Anna like looked away for a second, looked back, and they were gone, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Any other conversations that we need to have before we get to the
Tiefling? I talk to the Phanatons and establish, our working relationship, because since we're going to be going out into the Isle of Dread, I want to establish their tree village as like our home base, where like we could go back and like resupply and do all that, and like still like keep a working relationship. That's all. Sure.
Yeah, have another safe house on the Isle of Dread that you can return to. You don't have to go all the way back to Far Shore. If you're in the middle of adventuring. Yeah, it makes sense. Cool. Yeah. So I think, warrior chieftain guy of the village, you know, is like, maybe they're giving a little like Ewok like yup nuv party thing, right? You know, after the battle, they're probably not like dancing or singing, but they're like you know, doing a little bit of a war chant, right? They're like yeah, like kind of just celebrating after the fact.
For some reason, I imagine their work chant is live, laugh, love, live, laugh, love.
I think that is what it loosely translates to in their language, but the particular meanings are a little bit more nuanced than that. All right, it's like live to glory, laugh in the face of danger, love to defeat your enemies. Right. I kind of adore that though, but like it translates badly into common as live, laugh, love. Amazing. Further cements them as like teddy bears in everybody's mind. Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, I think the chieftain comes over to you, Takewee, if you make a point of like seeking them out, and basically just says like, we must thank you for this glorious battle we've been able to fight in. It is good to be fighting for a noble cause. And all the little Phanatons go, hoo hoo, in the background.
Yeah, and you know, Takewee tries to like match their energy for sure. I'm not gonna like, you know, role play that out, but like she's like matching that energy and
boring.
What?
Yeah, it's fine.
And she, you know, just says something along the lines of like, we could not have won this, you know, without your help, and you know, we're so grateful. And, you know, we're going to make good on our promise, right, to, you know, rid the Isle of Dread of, you know, the evil that, you know, ensues it, you know, with, you know, your continued allied partnership, you know, with us.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. I mean, might as well make a check there. It's not like if you've, like, only if you, like, maybe crit failed it or something, you'd, like, make a dent in this, but like just to see how well that is going, because like they also lost people and stuff, so I could have been describing them wrongly in how excited they were about this whole thing. We'll see.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess I'll just roll persuasion.
Yeah, I mean 13 is all I needed, right? Just like is Takewee being charismatic, or is she falling on her face here? She's being charismatic enough. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And you know, we don't need to play out it too much more after that. I think there is a moment though where if Takewee's talking to the Phanatons, who is talking to the Tieflings? Obviously we could wait a moment and Takewee could also talk to them, but like
I mean, because they speak Abyssal, right?
Yep.
So I think I'm the only other one who speaks Abyssal.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Anna, you had like a back and forth with like the shaman of the village, I think at one point. The one that you like specifically talked to get everybody on your side.
Yeah.
Because you had like the golden yam stuff that all happened over there by the volcano. So that makes sense. Like the chieftain and the I think there was it was the chieftain you were talking to. The shaman was like against you guys and like had to be brought around. But I think he's more or less come around at this point since everything went so well. The shaman who's also here. And there's other tiefling tribes that brought people too. It's just like that tribe in particular was like sold particularly on your cause. And the chieftain probably comes over to you and like clasps your hand in between two of his hands and, you know, just says, we are honored to have fought alongside you this day. Please tell us, is there anything else you require of us?
Well, first of all, the honor was mine to be able to have your assistance with this from such a strong people.
We appreciate your gratitude.
I don't think we need any specific assistance. I think we're going to still take time to try and find the lost tribe. Now that we don't have a time, like a threat of attack looming.
Yeah, as a reminder, maybe Anna doesn't say this then. As a reminder, I don't know if you ever talked to any of the tieflings about this. I think Audra made a history check or something, and I think you guys know that none of the tribes want you to look into.
They don't like
thing.
them.
No.
JK would not have said that.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So for them, it was like a taboo thing. Like, don't go looking into the 8th tribe. Like they died for a reason. We don't mess with that, right? That's why we gave you guys this island. We don't ever want to talk about them again.
I think we'll be spending some time on the main Isle of Dread after this. Doing some more exploration and helping fight the evil creatures that are coming from that place that are high level that we might not be able to fight yet.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he definitely nods and he says, "Yes. Do you know anything of the missionary who came into the mainland of the Isle of Dread, and we haven't heard from him in some time, and
we're hoping that while we're doing exploring, maybe we can find him as well, but we haven't had any leads so far."
That is unfortunate. He was a good man and has done great things for our people, but I think it is good no matter what that you seek out the evil that dwells on this island and put a stop to it. I assure you, we will be behind you in this effort. And to that end, I think I would at least like to extend an invitation to any of you who are so inclined. We have a tradition among my people that those who are friends of the tribe could become more if they so desired. They could become part of the tribe, given places of honor if they prove themselves worthy. It is not an honor that we bestow on just anyone, but it is something that we would consider in your cases.
Wow.
I know for one, our tribe would be greatly honored to have one of you among our ranks. And honestly, this is me telling you as a GM, a new faction exists that you can join. This has been hidden on this Roll20 for ages now.
You sneaky sneak.
I know. I think I said this way long ago, but no one asked too many questions about it. We have the Igbaye tribes is a faction that can be joined.
Is that a tooth?
Yeah, it's like a velociraptor claw or something like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say it looks like a claw.
Yeah, I think it's like a
It could be
claw.
a dirty tooth.
Sure. So that's the symbol. Carly made that once upon a time. And then we have the Igbaye tribes affiliation. Obviously, it's easier to do if you're like a tiefling or whatnot. But then there's it's the similar sort of stuff to the other factions, like certain factors that if you have them, you get a higher score in them. And there's benefits you can get if you want to. But I think to initiate that, one of you would have to go to one of the tribes and seek out that, and then they would probably have you undergo some sort of initiation ritual, and then we could compare your score at that point.
I mean, would be quite exciting to have yet another thing on the right side of my character sheet.
Yeah, Anna is the one who's joined like multiple at this point. I guess Takeaways has 2 as well, but
I'm on just the one.
I do have 7 boxes of things and like the little number counters and 30 things in my feats stuff information. So like
why not throw some more in
would
there?
be really fun.
So yeah, that's something that they make aware to everybody. So we can certainly, if you're interested in that, we can at the start of the next arc, right? We can probably look into that a little bit more. Any other stuff that would happen in media res, like right after the invasion finishes? Otherwise, I have a couple of things to reveal as well. So.
Deli would be looking to see, because as of now, she would be looking to see if she can find any pirates that aren't like dead, but are like just like barely clinging on to life. She wants to do some. Well, she wants to find someone to interrogate. She wants to find someone to take prisoner.
I was gonna say Deli has been known to torture people before, so
Deli
like I said, Deli's looking for someone to interrogate.
Mm-hmm,
I did not mention any methods yet.
Deli is duggan up and just goes up to a dying pirate laying on the ground and going, "Will you be my prisoner?"
She wouldn't be that
sure, yeah,
friendly
Deli.
about it.
So I assume you want to look into or ask him about Alisan.
That would be the idea. I don't think I would be alone in this because I'm not very good at charisma, but
let's do this first. Deli, would you make a luck save for me? This will determine how high of a rank of a pirate you are able to, either you or someone else is able to capture.
14.
Okay, 14 is not bad. Like some sort of sergeant or lieutenant who might know some information.
Okay, so I find someone, looks like they're barely hold.
Wait, it's actually an 18. You didn't add your proficiency.
True.
Yep. Oh, yeah, 18. Oh, yeah, I have a luck roll
if that
thing
changes
on here.
anything.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's like a higher up officer at that point, right?
Good.
Maybe at this point, like we know you guys captured one of the ships, right? The one you didn't scuttle, the Sea Witch, I believe it was. Maybe you just have the captain of the Sea Witch. Right? I don't think this would be Deli finding someone. It would just be you are made aware by Lavinia, maybe, that they've captured this person, and you're a high level member of Lavinia's retinue, so you can go and interrogate that person if you want.
Deli would be going off too, but she'd probably first wait to find Takewee.
Okay.
Given how Jordan said his computer froze. Yeah. Given how well things worked out when she tried to interrogate what's her name way back when, she needs someone with a good charisma score. The one person from her past, I can't remember her name. Was it like Moon?
I mean, Takewee will help you, but it's like, what information are you trying to get here, Deli? I mean,
where her dad is.
Okay.
And no, sorry. Two things. Where her dad is, and we found out this is where they're getting the shadow pearls. Where? Because the shadow pearls are a big deal and are very dangerous. These need to be gotten rid of. Because the thing is, didn't I find out a while ago that the shadow pearls were like from a different plane of existence?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so that's the other problem.
Oh God, are you trying to tell me that there's like a portal to the ethereal plane on this island?
That's kind of what I was worried about.
Oh God.
Which is why we need someone who has a better charisma score.
Okay, I mean, I have an 11 in intimidation, so...
Or persuasion. Either works.
Oh no, I want to intimidate this guy. Like, that's definitely the better route.
So before we're going in, like, do we want to like save this for later, or do we want to do this now?
We can do that now. That makes sense to me.
So, after Deli would go find Takewee, probably like celebrating with the Phanatons, and go,
Takewee. They found a captain or
whatever we found exactly. Do we want to give him like a title and name?
Yeah. Let's say his name is. I actually have a note here. I think I know who this person is. I think his name is. Where is this? Zay Fidalgo is his name.
And do we know what his rank was, or do we care?
He's a captain. Captain of the Sea Witch. Yep.
Takewee, they found the captain of one of the ships. They've taken him prisoner.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's see what we can find out.
Takewee, real quick first.
Yeah.
Don't mention who I am.
Yeah, because I would tell him that you're Alician's daughter. No.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Just don't tell him.
I won't.
Okay, and then I would go off.
Sure.
So
yeah, how do you want to go about that?
I mean, she's just gonna go for straight up intimidation. Like, I think.
Tell us, where is she?
Real quick, Caleb, how does this? How old does this guy like look? Does he look like he's like an older guy? Does he look like he's like a newer, not like a younger recruit? Like what are we looking at probably with this guy?
This is a seasoned veteran, but he doesn't seem like as important as someone like Sargon.
But like, is he like, is he old or is he young? I guess that's my main question.
He's
like
mid 35, 40, somewhere around there.
Okay, so I don't know. Oh, Jordan's back.
course, just in time for me to have fixed all the overlays for 4 people. That is when Jordan returns.
I bring destruction to the overlays.
For a second, a giant picture of your face was everything, the only thing that was on the stream. As I was trying to put a picture where your blank screen was, yeah. Oh.
Nice.
Well, Deli and Takeo are just torturing someone. That's all you missed.
So
Takewe's not torturing someone. Deli's currently undecided.
Yeah, so I actually pulled up
torture
Twitch.
him. I'm just gonna, go up to him and say, "Listen, you're not in a good position here, buddy," and then just slowly start bending some of his fingers backwards a little bit.
So you're torturing. Okay, that's fine.
No, not at all.
That is what you described.
No pain involved yet. Doesn't have to get there.
Oh yes, the
Intimidation
threat of
is
torture.
not about. It's more mental torture. If that's what
Mental
you want to
torture.
call it.
Sure.
Psychological torture, if you will.
Yeah. So he, in like his immediate response before you make like the check, is probably like a teetering on the edge between like seeming tough and not knowing if he will budge. Like he is certainly looks like a seasoned guy, right? But he's also, at everyone's mercy here. He knows it's not so much for him like the pain. I think he's considering, right? He's just trying to figure out if it's worth it to resist you, or if he should just if it's just better for him overall and it's just a smarter move to just give you the information you want and ditch the Crimson Fleet.
You wouldn't put his name in the chat.
I will tell you now, this name has been put in this chat before.
It has.
Mm-hmm.
Except I think it wasn't Z-A-Y, it was Z-E, I think.
Oh, did I only heard it. I didn't see it spelled out again. What is it? What do you have?
I feel like it was Z-E. Because I remembered it, and I'm like, that sounds so familiar, but I can't remember who it is.
It does sound familiar.
One of those.
So I mean, Takwe will, try to come at it at there's a little bit of persuasion in there, obviously, but I mean, it's mostly just if you don't tell us, we have no reason to keep you alive, and if you do tell us, then that's going to build up trust. We have Lefty, from
True.
The Crimson Fleet. We've offered him an extended amount of grace.
Booth Lefty Crane.
Oh, where did we get him again? Where did we find him again?
When the first wave, the scouting party that attacked
first got
Farshore.
here. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, now I remember.
I think he's working in the chapel.
Zay is spelled Z-E.
Z-E-Y.
No, just Z-E, and the E is accented. Zay Fidalgo.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
when did we run into him?
He wrote a letter when we went to the manor, the farm or whatever that we went.
Plantation.
Drago's at. There we go. And he said that there was a ritual plan.
I'm remembering this a little bit now. Yeah, we found a letter that was written.
Emily.
It was it was written to Vanthus, right?
I do the little squiggle line so I can easily identify names.
Nice.
That's actually not a bad idea.
He wrote it to Madu Nkechi.
Oh, yeah. There was a so there was a tiefling blackguard at the manor
Madu.
who you fought.
Yeah.
A letter had been sent to him, and that was in his possession from this guy.
From Zay.
Yeah, from Zay.
Yes. Sorry. You may continue with the torture.
No problem.
I mean, honestly, that was pretty. I basically just want to say, that's pretty much it.
No, that's fine. I was giving you his response, but we can make the intimidation check now. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Go for it.
I would probably have my hand on to guidance her.
I'm gonna say it's not allowed. All right, Caleb, will you allow that? It's probably more than a minute.
Yeah.
But,
I think a minute's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
cool.
guidance is an action.
Right, but it only lasts a minute before you have to recast it. But I think it's fine in this instance.
Oh, right. It is a minute. Right. Never mind.
Okay, got it. Okay, here we go.
I think 15 is probably the DC. Like he was already leaning towards this. This is him. This isn't him like falling completely at your mercy and being in fear of his life. This is him being like, yeah, your threat of pain is like legitimate and it's just not worth it. I would rather just give up now and side with you guys because the Crimson Fleet has probably abandoned me anyway. It's just him being smart, basically, right? So he doesn't look like this is again. He's a captain of the Crimson Fleet. He's a tough dude, so he doesn't look as scared as maybe like some other lackey would. But he understands that like this wouldn't be fun for him, and so he nods slowly and he just says, "Aye, all right. I'll come quietly. What do you need to know?"
I need to know where the location of the pearls are.
We don't know a whole lot about them, at least I don't. I'm sure Alisan and some others might, but let's just say that we're in charge of distribution. There's a spot on the Isle of Dread, a cove. We go there and we pick them up. We take them from there and we sail them around the world.
And then she takes out a map and says, point to the cove.
Of course. It's right here that you'll find Lords of Dread. I don't know who they are, but that's what we always called them.
Thank you. And honestly, I think I really only have one other question. Where's Alisan? We have some...
Deli would pipe... Sorry, what did you say?
I just say we have some unfinished business.
And Deli would probably pipe up too.
And why didn't he come?
This wasn't big enough for Alisan. It's a tiny fort in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, it's the Isle of Dread. It's important. As soon as we found out that you were here, we didn't want anyone interfering with our business, and this is a prime opportunity, but there's no reason Alisan would have to come to something like this. It should have been simple enough. I have to say, I'm honestly impressed you put up this much of a fight. Alisan's in Scuttle Cove, the capital of the Crimson Fleet. You'll find him there if you really want to get a vendetta against him. I will warn you, he's very hard to kill. Many have tried and failed, myself included.
Well, seems like your allegiancy changes with the wind. Sounds about right.
If the wind's strong enough, I would be a fool to try to sail against it.
Very well. Well, I'm sure Lavinia will hold a trial for you one day or another, once everything's all said and done.
And how can I assure this trial will not lead in my execution?
Well, this information was a good start.
Go ahead and tell me what you want, and I'll give it to you. I'd rather keep my neck at this point.
Community service.
Oh, and this guy's like just a... I think he's a half-elf. But otherwise, I mean, he's probably just, half Portuguese or whatever. No other particular interesting features about him. He's probably blonde.
He's half elf, half Portuguese.
Yes, half human. And the elf is probably Japanese. So, yeah.
I was going to say, half elf, is he Audrin's brother? No.
No, he's not, but...
Well.
He's like, here's another tidbit for you for free. I also know that there's somewhere else on the Isle of Dread that the actual processing of the initiate. No, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to make sure I get this piece of information right. I guess he just says, as a extra piece of information for you. There are two places on the Isle of Dread where the shadow pearls are made. I know that they're processed, they're created one place, processed another, and then anointed.
Anointed by demons?
Probably.
Okay. And then she points at the map and just says, show us?
I unfortunately don't know that part. I just know where we picked them up. Now, where we picked them up could be either of those places, or it could be neither of them. But I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for if you ransack the place. I assume.
Bet they could anoint it at that place with the strong level things that we were discouraged from fighting before.
Actually, not a bad idea of where it might be.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming we'll probably go to the cove first. Go to the distribute because nobody's going to be going there right now. So,
Yeah, at the very least, there's not like another Crimson Fleet
right,
ship planned to come and get it anytime soon. Yeah.
Right. You want to point on the map, Caleb, where that is?
Yeah, let me find that on my other notes real quick.
I'm just curious mostly how far away it is.
Uh, 2 meters.
So it's on the other side of the Alley north on this map, but I think that's east in actuality. Let me find it.
Mostly wondering we should probably go by boat.
Yeah.
And we can go by Crimson Fleet boat to look less suspicious.
That's true. You could literally take the Sea Witch there, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Is the Sea Witch the one that we have?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is the guy who was on it, if he was the captain of it,
it's whatever this. Let's go to Foreshore.
I think
here.
it might be the Kraken is the one we have.
Oh, it's the Kraken. You're right. Sea Witch is one of the ones that got destroyed. Yeah, it's the
Kraken.
I
just looked at my previous note and I was like, I have destroyed. Okay.
Yep. It is the Kraken.
All
right, I'm looking at the map right now. If I can load it properly. It's a large map. It is maybe not on this map. That's annoying. Oh, I found it. Okay. So it is. I'll reveal one of these hexes here. It's right here.
Hexer.
Oh, that's way on the opposite side.
Yep. So it's like in this little bay. They go right at that inlet right there. I'll make a X there for you guys.
Is this where the watermelons grow?
It is not.
Down by the bay.
That's where Elon Musk goes to die.
Oh yeah, X.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Cool. So that is basically your main lead that you have from this guy. He's implying that there's other places on the Isle of Dread that you'll probably have to go to, at least one other place, but he doesn't know where that is. So the implications, and there's more information I can give you kind of like out of character. Like the Crimson Fleet's, again, job, as he said, is distribution of these Shadow Pearls. They have demonic masters, and Allison probably knows more about what the master plan than this guy does, that are behind the Shadow Pearl thing. But there's likely a more direct link to Demogorgon that is responsible for like maybe some powerful demon lord or something. Not demon lord, but like demon lieutenant or something that's on this island that is leading this creation process of the Shadow Pearls, right? Who will be the final boss for this arc, probably. That's all of your adventuring instincts are going off where that's probably going to be the case by the end of this, right? Is like there's the Crimson Fleet isn't behind the Shadow Pearls in their entirety. They're simply the distributors. So
right. That makes sense.
But yeah. That's the information you get from him. If you have any other questions, even in this session, right? In the future, we can ask. And
I think Deli would just walk. If Takewe's kind of done, Deli would just walk up to him and just say,
"Why? Why do all of that?"
Because we like getting rich. Oh, you mean the Shadow Pearls?
Yes, the Shadow Pearls.
I thought you meant ransacking your town here. Why the Shadow Pearls? I don't know. I guess suppose we get rich. You probably have to ask Alisan, as he's the mastermind behind this whole thing. Probably getting demons whispering in his ears or something like that. But I suppose when you're being told to do one very simple thing, distribute Shadow Pearls across the world, and in return for it, you get unlimited power and the ability to wipe out all of your enemies, it's kind of an easy deal. There's a reason the Crimson Fleet is in power in this region, and it's not because we're very cool, even though we are.
I think before we walk off, since we've established like this guy is higher ranking, and obviously Deli's father is like Deli's father's like the leader of the Crimson Fleet.
He is the leader. Yep.
Yeah. Could I like see if I recognize him? Like if there's any like inkling of like,
yeah, sure.
What would that be?
I think there's a chance. It's just be a luck save, I think.
Okay. It's probably not good enough.
19's pretty good, but not good enough for this.
That is a 15. I did click luck this time.
Oh, so you're already at it. Okay.
Yeah.
15 is certainly not good enough.
Yeah. I figured as much, but I wanted to, on the off chance, see.
Yep.
And Deli would just walk off frustrated after that then.
As a captain, would he have any insight of weaknesses of Luna?
Yeah, that would probably be another luck save from you, Anna, because like it's if he happened to work with her, right? It's a large organization. Yeah, 8 is certainly not going to cut it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she was Sargon's minion. So his assassin. Cool. Let me take a look at my other notes here. Oh, hey, there's one loose thread that we need to tie up. What do you guys do with Xiao Fa's body? You have him stuffed in a bag of holding right now.
Oh, I do remember that now that I said we should put him in the bag of holding.
Yeah, because we had the whole conversation of like,
we had a big argument about can you fit in there? Yeah.
I mean, do we have questions to ask him? We can have somebody do speak with dead.
From the things that you guys know about him, he would probably know a lot more than this random captain.
Yeah. Speak with dead. We could bring him back.
Yeah, but
cost some diamonds.
Okay,
fair enough. I was just saying we could.
I don't want to bring this dude back. No.
I might want to bring him back if I can then proceed to kill him again.
Yeah. Yeah, Audrey, you didn't get the sweet taste of revenge, so.
No, it's okay.
No one did. He died from fall damage.
But Deli caused it.
I mean,
yeah,
but listen. If you push someone off a cliff, you still killed them.
The point being is the damage that I killed him with didn't trigger my ability. Since it was the fall damage, I didn't get anything from it.
That's true. In terms of Deli's little power that gives her health back, yeah.
In terms of my life from chaos, it did nothing. Anyway.
Oh, here's a note we haven't said on stream yet. I officially updated Deli's wild magic table. And I want to give you guys just a little preview of what I did. So most of the time what I tried to do is just double the effects of everything, right? But if the effect itself was kind of dumb or boring, especially at these high of levels, I sometimes change the effect. I sometimes change who it targets. And there were only 2 instances though that I actually wholesale changed what the effect was.
I think I know what one of them is.
Deck of many things?
No, please no.
I did not. I'll say that right now. I did not change any of them to deck many things. Now, when I do the final upgrade to the table, when you guys are like level 19, 20, then yes, I will put the deck of many things. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a 5% or a 1% chance of a deck of many things pull.
Yeah. I have plans to update it one more time before the end of the game, unless Deli somehow gets rid of her wild magic by that point. But
I don't think we're planning on that. I'm not planning on that.
Yeah. Cool. So, what? Oh yeah, so what do you speak with that on Xiao Fa then? Because doesn't Benedict have that?
I mean, even if he doesn't have her prepared, I'm sure he could prepare
Right.
it tomorrow.
Real quick,
if needed.
we should prep our questions
Yeah,
before
that's
we
what I
do
was
this. What
gonna
do we want
say.
to ask
Can
him?
I'd like to prep Slap Dead.
I mean, you don't have to
I don't have
prep
to
it.
prep that.
So as a note, let me just ask the question: are you going to be casting Speak with Dead on him?
Yes.
Is that the
I
plan?
think-
Okay.
yeah. I
Don't bother.
see why
Don't
not.
bother figuring out questions. If you cast it, nothing happens. And it's not even like the X thing. So it's clear that it's not the same effect as what happened with Zahn's body. Someone can make an Arcana check though to try to guess at what is happening.
You mean
Audrey.
Audrin can make an Arcana check?
Yeah, Audrin is probably the person here who could
Everyone's
figure
like,
it out.
Audrey.
Audrey's
And
like,
Audrin, just take advantage for your history with him. I think this would
Okay.
be an easy thing to figure out if you get a high roll. So Arcana.
Audrey's like, all right, you stubborn codger. What's going on?
Crit fail
Ooh.
13 on both ends. Okay, yeah,
Nice.
Audrin doesn't know. Nobody knows.
Audrin's too caught up in slapping him.
Yep. Sorry. That's not even that complicated of an answer, but
This
Audrin
does
just
say the
failed.
corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. Was he undead?
It's neither of those things.
Well, now he's re-dead, even if he was undead at one point. Well, do we do the plan of bringing him back at this point so we can ask him questions?
I
Take a
just
try.
like don't even want to risk that.
the
To be
thing-
honest. I just don't.
The thing is too is if he's alive, he probably just won't answer. I mean, even if we
Oh,
tied him
right,
up and
right.
even if we tied him
Yeah.
up and everything, what's going to make like at least with Zay, he had some reason to respond. He's like, "Look, I'm smart. I'm a captain. I know how this game is played. I'm gonna play for a living as opposed to this. This guy's just gonna be like, I'm alive now. You don't get anything from me."
Yeah, I was gonna say if Xiaofa is gonna get killed no matter what, even if you raise him again. So he's gonna be like, there's no point. You're just gonna kill me. So
Okay, what is it too late now that Jordan has already rolled Arcana? Could Deli attempt to try and figure out what's going on?
Deli, you could attempt it, but I think because of Audrin's roll, it would have to be a crit success for you to succeed.
Well,
in this.
might as well try. Okay, I rolled one higher, and Jordan
And you rolled an
crit
8.
failed. I rolled an 8 and I only rolled one higher than Jordan. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, it's a little crazy that my crit fail is a 13.
I just think it's crazy that I have a character that's built all around crazy magic stuff, and I'm worse at Arcana than you.
Yep, we've talked
Would've
about
been
this.
rogue.
Audrin's better at history than Takewee, better at religion than Anna, and better at Arcana than Deli.
He's just a book nerd.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, Deli has wild magic. That doesn't mean she understands it. So
Yeah, very true. Yeah, Deli's about doing, not so much knowing.
yeah, I'd say that's
Yeah.
pretty accurate. Oh, that reminds me. I have a minor thing I want to do, but after all this is done, you probably see like Deli after we've like taken the body out of the bag of holding. You see Deli like sometime later that day go in the forest where there's just a pile of like spell components that she had dumped out because that were in there before, and she's just like very slowly throwing them all back in the bag. It's probably like a pile taller than her at this point. Anyway. That's just
Sure.
something that technically she did because you needed to use it for the tar. That's
Should
it.
we like burn this guy's body or something? Because something funky's going on with it.
Yep.
To make
Yeah, I
sure
think-
he doesn't like come back to
Yeah.
life.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I would burn
true.
it.
Oh, you know what? It might not matter. Ooh, okay. Out of character knowledge, he
Mhm.
might have a oh, what's it called? The things that liches have, not just liches,
Phylactery.
But he might have like a phylactery where he's literally the reason his soul he can't speak again.
His soul.
The reason
just
why
isn't
speak
here.
with dead isn't working is he's not dead. So we could, you know what? That's a good thing.
I'd like to roll an insight check on Caleb.
Nice try.
It's a pretty
You can-
high level.
You just did, Emily, and you failed.
It's a pretty high level spell, so I don't think that would be the case
He had like
necessarily.
really, he had high level spells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, I
he's a
think
level
I'm-
20 wizard.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
he had
yeah,
a
then
nice
that's
level
almost-
spell.
body. It's
That's
fine.
almost definitely it. He's probably not dead. He
Can
probably is.
you scry on his soul?
You could attempt to scry
on him.
Is that
Yeah,
a thing
that's
you can
honestly a
do?
good thing to attempt to try to
Here's
Like if he said Shao Fa, would it just go to the body, or can that go to the soul?
you
if
can
you're
try.
So let's put him back in the bag so he's in a different plane of existence, his body, to try and see if his soul is in this plane of existence.
Here is the thing. I am all for that. The thing is, that would be metagamey a little bit, because I don't think us as characters would realize that.
No.
Yet.
So this is the thing. If you guys are trying to what's the term I'm looking for, where you're trying a bunch of things and see what sticks.
Problem solve.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I guess, but like there's a specific term where I'm thinking of, but it's fine. If you're trying, trial and error, that's what I was thinking of. If you're trying by trial and error to just like test everything and see what might be happening, scry I think is a perfectly reasonable thing to try.
Problem with that, because I'm assuming this is the same day, so our level ups haven't actually given us spell levels yet. I don't have 5th level spell slots left, so
I mean, you don't have to do it today.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I can't do it right now. So
don't worry. There's nothing is going to jump out at you guys in this episode to derail anything. You have all the time in the world. Don't worry about it.
Insight check.
You failed again, Emily. Sorry. Cool. So, do you want to just try scrying then? What's the modifiers on that?
Well, it would this be the next day, or
yes.
I'm guessing thing. Okay. That's true. He's going to be a really high level wizard.
I figure we just try to get this out of the way now.
Scrying.
You have met the target. You don't know the target well, so this would be +0, Deli.
But we have something of his
body.
You literally have his body. So yeah, you can take. Yeah.
So he has to make a spell save. Oh, actually, wait. First off, before we do this, I would tell everyone to back away a little bit. And we'd be fine.
Yep. There you go. I'm so excited for the first time you can get a 1. It's going to be amazing.
Technically, it already happened with the crate spawn.
Yes. And I made sure that when I officially changed that result on the table, I made it so that thing specifically could have happened, but it wasn't going to be that every time. So there's a category there. Okay, so Shao Fa is going to make a intelligence save? Is that what it is?
I put it in the chat. What
is it?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
But it's -10 because we have a part of his body.
Yep. So whatever this result is, -10. What's your DC?
16, it looks like.
16, yes.
Okay. So he needs to get a 26. That means he needs to crit success on this roll to succeed. Which he does not.
Oh, he major fails.
He got a -1.
He got a 1. Or a -1, yeah. So yes, Deli, you scry and you find him alive and well in Scuttle Cove.
I think Deli at this point would just be going, "What?"
So he doesn't look like he's a lich or anything. He is. I think he's honestly though talking to Alisan. When you happen to be scrying on him.
What are they talking about?
And Shao Fa, I think Alisan says, that news isn't good, Shao Fa. This should have been a simple mission. How did it fail so drastically? And Shao Fa says, I don't know. I guess I'll blame Vanthus, but we'll see what happens when the two of them get back. I've gotten word that Sargon and Vanthus are still alive. I'm sure we can work all of this out and figure out our next plan of action. I'm just glad that I didn't take all of my magic items with me on that one. Just lost a wand of fireballs, but that's easy enough to replace.
Wand of fireballs is easy enough to replace. That's concerning.
I would like, yes, I'm implying what you think I'm implying.
I swear.
That he has cooler stuff that we can steal.
Sure, yeah. But then, yeah, I think Alisan, and again, Alisan, I don't know, have we ever seen this guy on screen before?
No.
Didn't we scry on him before?
We did.
You've tried
on him before? No, we did try scry successfully.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if we saw I don't remember if we really described what he looked like too much. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, I think you only saw him like writing a letter or something.
He's a red dragonborn. We know that.
He's a red dragonborn. Yep. Red dragonborn, wearing piratey garb. I think I did describe him at least a little bit.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, just want to make sure. Okay, so Alisan, I think, says, I'll never understand the tricks you wizards have up your sleeves. Well, I suppose we'll have to sort this out soon. It's all right. We have, I think no matter what happens, we should be okay because we have enough shadow pearls at this point distributed to all four corners of the world. I think even if things go drastically bad on the Isle of Dread, the mission that's been assigned to me should still succeed. And Xiaofa nods and says, well, that's good at least. Hopefully we'll be alive to tell the tale. And Alisan says, no, Xiaofa, enough with that already. Yes, there's going to be chaos when the plan goes off, but that doesn't mean the world's going to end. We're going to be able to rule it afterwards. That's what I was promised. And Xiaofa shakes his head and says, let's just say that I have contingencies in place, Alisan, if that is not the case. But I trust you at least as far as you understand, but you have been known to be tricked before. Alisan rolls his eyes. And then Xiaofa, I think as he leaves the room, he says, all right, I'm off to prepare another clone. Let me know if you need anything. And then he walks away.
Guys, I have some bad news. I think my dad's the BBEG.
Son of a gun.
So
Yeah, there's actually a spell, an 8th level spell called Clone.
Yeah.
And that's what I figured it was. As soon as I realized, I was like, wait a second, he might just not be dead. And Deli would relay all this to them and everything and say,
Guys, this is bad. Even if we don't stop the Shadow Pearls, this is bad.
Emily, real quick, what day is it right now in game time? Just so I can note.
It's now May 11th.
May 11th. Okay, so he needs to spend 120 days preparing this clone.
Yeah. I was like, it takes a long time.
I need to make a note. So you said May 11th, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to make a note of that now so that I know.
What year is it?
1643, I believe, right?
I think that sounds right. Yeah, 1643.
May 11th, 1643 plus what? How many days?
120.
He will have another clone on September 8th.
Okay.
Thank you, Wolfram Alpha. So we got to kill him before September 8th.
Yeah, I was going to say, if as long as you kill him before September 8th, he will not have a new clone.
We know where he is. Unfortunately, we know he's a lot stronger than he was.
Yeah.
It just probably may make sense. You know, they thought this would be something easy. He just brings his easy stuff. And
turns out you killed none of the named bad guys.
Dang
that
it.
came to Far
How
Shore.
dare you, Caleb?
Yep. Sorry, he's literally a 20th level wizard. There's no reason he wouldn't do this.
Guys, we killed a 20th level wizard. We should be much higher level
Killed
now.
a clone of a 20th level wizard.
Exactly.
Well, no, he
was. To be fair, what happens is you are the person, and then your soul goes into your clone when you die.
Yes.
So there's like a body in stasis somewhere, and then you go to be so he wasn't. I mean, he may have cloned himself before, likely did. So yes, you probably did kill a clone of him, but yeah,
probably died many times at this point.
Yes.
Well, we can get rid of the clone body now, right?
Yeah, it basically becomes inert. Nothing's important about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but and then
good news, Audrin. You can kill him again.
And again and again.
You know, I'm gonna hope 4th time's the charm.
Wait,
so
let's just say the last time I ran into him before reconvening with him at the plantation was an interesting interesting encounter, one that I'm sure he does not wish to repeat.
Okay.
you'll have to message me, Jordan. I don't actually know what you're talking about, but I feel like we've talked about this before.
I think we have.
Yeah, just message to remind me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So the next thing though that I have on my notes here is we need to figure out what's the DTR with the Takui and Audrin. All right.
I guess we got to DTR, right? Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Talk it out.
Because we left off with Audrin saying, "Do you want to drink, Takui?" Right?
Yep.
So what's the plan?
But real quick,
Yeah.
Caleb, I just remembered something. This technically happened
Mhm.
last session, and it's kind of a little too late for it now.
Yeah.
We found out Wand of Fireball actually requires a
Oh
attunement.
no, yeah, that they did tell me that in the after show.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's fine. It is what it is. It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, so I won't. I was gonna say how many charges does it get, but I guess does it get charges when someone's not attuned to it?
I think it does. I don't think it specifies that it doesn't.
I would
Right.
think that the next day, like, it would just recharge however much it says it would.
Okay, I'm gonna just recharge my wands real quick. This is why I'm rolling. Oh, frick, that was an awful roll. Okay, carry on.
No problem. All right, I'm gonna sit back with my popcorn and listen to this conversation.
All right, Jordan, you take the lead. You're asking me for a drink, so.
Yeah, I mean, so
Real quick before we keep going, Jordan, you want to crank up your mic a little bit? You're a little quiet, I think.
I can attempt to do that.
Just so we can get the proper volume balance between this two of you.
Oh, please play nice. This button and this button. And then how's that?
Sounds great.
Okay. Ugh. Okay. And there we go. Audrin is approaches Takeway after the dust has settled and probably a day or two later things have calmed down, and Audrin approaches Takeway wherever he may find her and says, "So, can I buy you a drink?"
Takeway's kind of like taken aback, but then she like smiles and she says, "Yes, I would like a drink, actually."
Then shall we?
Sure.
Then they find themselves at
The Last Coconut, the only bar in town.
yeah.
There's probably a lot of people there, right? Celebrating.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, honestly, that makes sense. Like, there's probably like any of the soldiers or whatever who are, you know, like the proprietor of the inn is probably like breaking up all the cast. He's like, "Drinks on me, boys! Like, you did a great job," sort of a thing, right? And maybe there's like a cheer that goes up when the two of you walk in because everybody knows that you're like famous and important. So cheer goes up. And it's probably, you know what it is? It's led by Tolan. So Tolan's like at the head of this like massive like soldiers. And he just says, 3 cheers for Audrin's Angels. And they all go, ah, you know. And then the proprietor says, "Drinks are on me, you two," and then like slides you down whatever you want.
Yeah, so Takeway takes a seat at the bar and she like, starts chugging a little bit, maybe like half of one, and then she'll take it slow from there, but she'll, cheers to that, and, and she'll say something like, "And to all you men, we're so, couldn't have, this war was won, or this battle was fought because of your bravery, huzzah."
Audrin continues the ranting and cheering for everybody, and Audrin like kind of works the crowd around him a little bit to like get them all distracted in a way and kind of clear space. So he's like doing his old bar tendencies back in not Far Shore. What's the place where
Calabar.
Calabar. Doing his old Calabar thing where he would basically figure out what is how can I distract this person, and like, hands them a refilled drink and pushes people towards each other and makes them start having a conversation and does all of that. So there's really not a whole lot of...
There's like a blanket of space that you and
Yeah.
we have now to have your conversation. Yeah.
And Audrin plops down next to Takewee. And the first thing Audrin says, as he's, starting to chug his own drink is, you did a stellar job out there yourself.
Thank you. You did too. I was really proud to fight by you. I'm just sorry that we weren't able to kill Fashaw for you.
Audrin shrugs and he says, "Oh, well, I'm sure we haven't seen the last of him. And, well, it just gives me more of an opportunity to get stronger so I can hopefully take him out for good sometime."
I hope we do.
I hope
Sure
so
we
too. Yeah.
And she kind of sits there awkwardly, letting that hang.
Yep.
Probably sips on some more beer.
Yep. Audrin also sits there awkwardly for a little bit and then says, when we were at Kraken's Cove and I saw you about to die and everyone else about to die, I knew I didn't want to lose you. Ever. And I didn't know what that meant, because I've never known anything to stick around in my life. So I was, I'll admit, I was a bit of a coward. And figured if I could keep you as a friend, that, and as a fellow traveler, a fellow explorer, that I would have a better chance of not losing you. But no matter what, my mind always goes back to you. And I don't know what to do with that other than to keep you in my life as close as I can. If you'll be there. If you're willing to be there.
So I think Takely, she sits down her drink and she Audrin, I'll get to as close as you want. I've been waiting all this time, all these months, to know how close you want it to be.
If I told you that, the answer to that, we'd have to bump up the age rating of this show.
Okay.
I mean, again, you could just, imply it, right? Whatever, that's fine. But
yeah, I think Audrin does whatever the in-character equivalent of that is.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Like, I want to be with you. Right. And, I think
maybe something like, if I told you that, we'd have to stop, we'd have to get out of this tavern and go somewhere else. Right. Yeah.
Well, if he says that, she'll say, well, how about we start with a walk?
I think I should do more of that. I'm okay with that. I should do more of that.
I need the exercise.
I need the exercise. I've been getting a little lazy with the flying, I'll admit.
So I think Takely will set down, properly set down the beer, say goodnight to Tolan. And as they leave,
gives a salute.
Want to kind of walk Audrin out to the beach area where it's kind of secluded.
You see Deli eating sand in the corner.
But she'll kind of, like look around and then just say, "Are you sure this is what you want?"
Audrin, like nods.
And she like, takes your hand.
Yeah. Audrin, grips Takewi's hand tight and says, and like he's like very visibly shaking, and he's like, "You're the first thing I've wanted in my life that I've been sure about."
Good. And then she reaches up and kisses him.
We did it, guys. We got Jordan into a romance. It was a long time coming, but here we are.
It took 5 years, 5.5
Worth it. It was worth the
Breaking
wait.
you down. Yeah. No, that was very, very touching to see.
And
as they like part, she just kind of sighs. She goes, "Dang it! Now I got to go talk to Lavinia."
and Audrin goes, "No, we have to go talk to Lavinia, or maybe I should go talk to Lavinia. I don't know. I'm bad at this. You tell me. What do I need to do?"
Good answer. I think me as player Alyssa thought about like what Takei would actually do in this situation, and I think Takei feels guilty, in some ways, because she's like
I don't think any decent person wouldn't.
Confided in me that she likes you a lot, and here I am basically like sneaking off with the man behind her back, so I feel like it needs to come from me rather than you be like, I don't know. I feel like, and if this wasn't a girl that she was friends with, right? Like she legit sees Lavinia as a friend, I think she'd be like, "No, you need to man up and like go tell this girl you don't like her." Mm-hmm. But like, because it's her friend, she's like, "I think I need to do it."
It does, yeah, I think it makes sense. That does seem like the primary tension would be between Takei and Lavinia at this point, not between Lavinia and Audrin. Like, I think Lavinia already gave up on Audrin. Audrin made as clear as, he didn't really make clear, but he gave her the...
He implied clearly.
He tried as subtly and he implied as hard as he could of what he was trying to get across. Yeah. It makes sense to me.
But Audrin's never mentioned Takei to her before, so like, okay, well... I think I need to go tell her and try to, just make sure that we're cool. We're good.
What does she have that I don't? That's what Audrin's been avoiding.
Right. Yeah.
I think Lavinia is, especially now at this point in the campaign, I think she's more mature than that. Right. But I could still see her being like, not angry necessarily, but I think she'd be hurt. There's
going to be a role here, but I don't even think, even like with a crit fail, I don't think it's going to be like she hates you or anything. I think maybe like the range would be crit success. She's totally cool with it and has no issues whatsoever, right? And she's like, I'm totally over it. Like it's happy for you, right? And she's completely being honest about that. Where to success, where she's like obviously a little sad about it, but is fine. To lower ranges would be. She's hurt, but it will take a little bit of time to get over it, and then everything will be more or less back to normal. Crit fail, I think the worst it could possibly get would be Takei and Lavinia eventually stop being friends over a long period of time, right? Where it's just like a distance opens up between the two of them that will never be mended and will eventually lead to just, we have to part ways, at least as friends, right?
I mean... I just would like to throw out for that scene, do they both charge inspiration?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, take it.
Okay. So then I really want Lavinia just to like me.
No,
I know.
If you
want advantage on the roll, you could use your inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
I will say that after Takei has like visibly gone and like Audrin's definitely sure, after Takei's gone and he's like absolutely sure that no one else can see him, he like just like looks around and then he goes, "Shit."
Nice.
Like the full knee and everything.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah.
Very fun. Yep, so I think Lavinia is probably dealing with some sort of some other council member of the town council, just like working through logistics of like, this section of the town got badly burned. Like, how are we going to fix that sort of a thing? The logistics of city management.
I think we would wait until like it's evening time and people are like winding down, because I mean we're staying in her manor, so it's I would just probably. I like to think it's the classic scene of like she's in her library or study or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
that's usually where we've had these conversations between the two of you. We probably even when we see a montage of Lavinia doing that sort of stuff, right? And everybody just generally helping out, make sure the town's okay. And then we maybe even get like a scene of like dinner celebration between all of you, right? And maybe we can even see on Lavinia's, by the way that Takewee and Audrin are, they probably don't like act overtly as a couple during this dinner. But like I think Lavinia maybe can tell that something's changed, though she doesn't know what it is.
Can I roll an insight check to see if I know?
Yeah, that makes sense. We can have people roll insight checks. That probably is the best way to do it. It's hard for people who've just gotten into a relationship to act like they're not in a relationship. So
I would like
16. Embarrassing.
Can I make is it a deception check?
I think it is. Who has the lowest deception of the two of you?
I think that'd probably be Audrin. Or I have a 5.
I have a 2.
Yeah, so let's have Audrin make that roll, and because he would be the weak link, if anyone.
Can I say that up until this point, Audrin has been a master of like his emotions, like whether they're like rage.
That's true. You have described yourself as being particularly closed off in that sense, so I will give you advantage. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's still not enough.
Yeah,
he's just too happy.
So far.
I think it's almost like it's like.
Audrin's like abnormal.
Oh no, is that Lavinia's role?
That's Lavinia. Lavinia really knows. Yep.
Okay, see, I feel like I should roll my own deception check to like see like if she realizes it's me or not, though. I guess I'd have to get
that makes sense. That makes sense. I think for Anna and Deli, the point is, do they notice that they're a couple? I mean, it makes sense to roll a separate one so that Lavinia specifically like could possibly think that maybe Audrin is now in love with you, Takewee, but you don't necessarily reciprocate. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I have to crit success for this to work, but whatever, I'll try. Nope, I'm too happy to. Everybody knows.
Yeah. Even at disadvantage, Lavinia would have known.
I know. Yeah.
And I don't think I'll describe how Lavinia is acting during the dinner when she realizes this, because that will be determined by the way Takewee makes the roll here. Either way, Lavinia is doing a good job of hiding whatever she's feeling, right?
That's my job!
During this dinner. There is probably a moment, like, I think the Jade Ravens are here too, and so they're all, I don't think the Jade Ravens need to roll. They don't really matter to know. But, she's generally praising all of you and thanking you for everything. And there maybe isn't like, there's like a moment of sad silence where everybody like, toasts to Zahn, right? Because he's not here.
Okay, we gotta save him.
Yeah. At some point you will have to figure out how to bring him back, but yeah. So then there comes the moment where Takewee goes, or everybody's going to their separate places. Lavinia goes into her like study, right? And is maybe writing some sort of mayoral order for tomorrow to make sure everybody's taken care of. There's some specific things she needs to announce. And then we see Takewee at the threshold of the door, and maybe do the little door frame knock.
Yeah. No, beforehand, Takewee like looks out and just goes, "Wish me luck."
Yeah.
Audrin casts guidance.
Won't last long enough. Yeah. Takewee just rushes in.
Anyway.
Takewee just rushes in. Audrin and I are in a relationship. Bye. Gotta get that guidance dice.
You could ask Lyrith for a bardic.
Yeah, if Lyrith could give you a bardic, that would work.
Okay, does she need to roll an insight right now to see like what I'm talking about, or because I have?
Oh, sure, that makes sense. If you wouldn't ask her, then that would be the thing that happens here.
I mean, would she have been able to roll an insight check to see if she realized what's happening too?
That's what I'm doing right now. Yep.
Yeah, she doesn't realize. I don't think she gives me the bardic. If she does realize, she'll be like, "I got you."
Ooh, yikes! She has a one on this, so we'll see how it goes. What does she need to get? 13.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. So doesn't notice.
So yeah, she's just like, okay, yeah, whatever, and then she probably goes off with Tolan.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know where Lyrith is right now. Did we describe Lyrith as being into Tolan? Is that where we left off with
Oh
Lyra?
no, I don't know.
I don't know if we ever settled on
in heaven, to be honest.
Either way, I'll have to figure that out off screen. I don't think we see it here, but yep. So Tikwi.
Yeah, Tikwi knocks on the threshold and goes, Lavinia?
Yes, Tikwi, what can I do for you?
Hi, I was wondering if you had a moment to talk.
I believe I can spare a minute. Yeah. Please sit down.
I know that we're going to be leaving here in probably a couple days, and don't know when we'll get
Yes,
to
there's
talk
actually
next.
one, before we get to whatever business you had, I did have one thing that I wanted to ask you about. So you told me that you were going to the cove to the north, or the east, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there's something that I think might be on your way, if you wouldn't mind dealing with it. There has been Kurgle, when you were gone doing your preparations for Far Shore on the Isle of Dread, Kurgle got back to me as they left the Isle of Dread with a note that I didn't think was relevant until now. I wasn't sure how to handle it, but I think you might be the people to do this. There's apparently a dragon turtle that calls the Isle of Dread home. And he gave the Kurgle ship a hard time as they were trying to leave. Apparently, he's been demanding tribute from any ship that passes. He sunk a few ships, as far as I can tell. There's a large shipwreck to the east here that I think was caused by him. I think we need to establish some sort of permanent relationship with the dragon turtle to make sure that the trade routes that I want to happen here on the Isle of Dread are actually taken care of. I'll mark that location on your map if you want to check it out. I think you would be the people to negotiate with him, if anyone. If anything goes wrong, I think you'll be able to handle it.
Certainly. I mean, of course, we're more than happy to do what you need and to make sure that the trade routes are established.
Does it have a swim speed?
It does have a swim speed. It's not a beast, though.
I figured.
Yeah, I think it's a no, it's a dragon, obviously. And then here, I'm gonna find his name real quick. Emrag the Glutton.
Emrag the Glutton.
That's his name.
You big fat boy.
I mean, all dragon turtles are big fat boys, but yeah. Yeah, so that'll be another thing that happens in the next adventure. So.
Okay.
But
yeah,
please, what did you come here to talk to me about?
So I think we see her like fiddle with her fingers, a little bit, and then almost just be like, "Oh, it's not important." Like
Nothing.
the thing in her brain, like, "Oh no, it's not important." So but she just say, "So I know it's been several months now since we've really had any girl talk."
Yes.
But God, I don't even know where to start. Lavinia, I see you as such a close friend, and I feel as though I've betrayed your trust in some way.
We can see in Lavinia's eyes, she knows what you're saying, but like is letting you say it the way you want to say it. She's not going to interrupt you.
I guess I just wanted to say I'm sorry. The day after you told me, I went and talked to Audrin, and I tried to encourage him to open up about his feelings. And well, that's when he told me that he liked me. Obviously, I had no idea. I wasn't even sure how I felt about him in that moment. And to be honest, I was kind of frustrated with him. he didn't even know if he wanted a relationship with anybody, even though he said he like it's. I didn't want to hurt you, Lavinia, and I'm sorry if I am, but I think over the last 2-3 months since he's told me, I've had nothing but time to think about him and who he is, and I think I really like him.
Make that persuasion check, because I really can't even respond with her until that is on the table.
Then, yep, yep. Okay.
Take the advantage though.
Well, it's good to see. Oh,
okay. Oh no. I don't know why
this is like, can I have double advantage and roll 4 times?
I roll 4 times, please. Okay, here we go. Oh my.
Whew, I was worried there for a second.
That's a natural 17. So that's
we see her laugh. A tear rolls down her cheek, and it's unclear like what that tear means, but she laughs and then just stands up and hugs you. And she says,
"Oh, Takewee just like visibly her shoulders just like let down, and she like hugs her tightly.
I am so happy for you, Takewee. It's fine. It's
really
everything is fine between us. I'm not. Audrin is wonderful, and he's wonderful for you. I understand all the things you see in him, but I think I know now that there are some things that are just not meant to be. And it's okay. It's okay."
And like you see like, like a tear like roll down her face as she, and she just goes, "I want you to be happy too. And I see you as more than just my employer. I see you as a true friend."
You're my sister, Takewee. You are the truest family I have left now that my parents and Manthus are gone. I am so happy for you.
Thank you.
I still kind of want to be married though, so can you help me with that?
Of course. Of course. Who did you have in mind?
I don't know. I've just been so busy. She like wipes away tears. I don't want to be so busy. I want to. I'll think about it.
Okay, well, I'll keep my eye out.
I think I need someone to help me with all of this. And she like points at her desk. She's like, I'm a little overwhelmed.
And I think Takewee just says, "Well, I can write."
No, that's not what I mean. I
No.
need.
Oh, right. No, I know.
partner.
But I think Takewee was just like, well, for now, like, why don't I help you, sit down. And...
Sure. Or like right in the immediate moment. Yeah, sure.
Right.
She's like, thank you. My hand is so cramped right now. Would you mind if I just dictated to you for a little while?
You got it.
Yeah. And I think we fade from the scene there. That was so precious. I'm really glad that you got that 24 because wow,
oh my gosh,
that could have been bad.
Yeah. I mean, 14 is not terrible, but it's certainly like I think you're right. There probably would have been a rift. It would not be the same.
No, it wouldn't have been. And with a 14, there was probably going to be a rift that could be repaired later. Like crit fail would have been a rift that no matter what you did, nothing really would ever be the same. Right. But hey, we already got that double crit fail earlier. It was very unlikely it was going to happen again. So
you never know, man. Sometimes
I know. I wasn't going to say it before you made the roll, just not to jinx it.
Remember a couple weeks ago?
Yep.
So yeah, Takewee when she's done, she'll like go outside. I don't know if like Audrin's like waiting for her and like whatnot, but she'll go outside and just like nod and then like give him a hug.
Audrin like breathes a visible sigh of relief.
Now you know.
Ignore that.
Bad.
Audrin breathes a visible sigh of relief, and suddenly there are voices in the background. No,
Yeah.
And embraces Takewee as well.
Nice.
And Audrin does his best to not cry.
Cool. Well, now we got all that sappy stuff out of the way.
Let's kill some people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we want to do Eighth Tribe? The one I had a couple of other notes here. Oh, before actually, there's one thing we need to figure out before we move on from this. Takewee, what are you gonna tell Deacon Ross?
He's not here right now. I don't need to worry about that yet.
Okay. I have
see.
a thought. I have a thought. Deacon Ross and Lavinia.
Oh, that's actually a fantastic idea.
Incredible.
I
He
actually
knows
had
how to
that
run
idea.
things.
It's true. That's actually a pretty good match.
Deacon
both
and I
nobles.
literally kissed one time. We haven't spoken in like several months or a couple
It's true.
months.
It's true.
Audrin
You
just
know,
has to
and
do it one
his-
more time, and he's beaten that record.
So, we will. Who even knows if we're going back to Calabar at this point, you know?
Fair enough.
So
All right,
unless he
that's certainly one way to
messages-
handle this.
I mean, I'm just saying, he's like thousands of miles away, so,
It's true.
Deli
it's not like we
Squad
committed
spies
to
on
each
Deacon
other or
Ross.
anything.
He's got a Takewee shrine set up in his house.
Right? Yeah. So this
He's like, I'm just waiting for her to come home
That's
so I
all
can
these
propose.
pictures and a candle.
That's where Git is Git recorded this and has teleported back to Deacon Ross and said, I love you, Takewee. I love you too, Audrin, and their respective voices to break the news.
It's actually a really good thing that Git isn't here when this is happening. Yeah.
I would say, whoa,
Yeah.
Takewee has not said she loves him. Let's just,
There was actually one more thing of scrying that we wanted to do at the end of if everything else is done for the day. Okay. Let me dang it. I'm blanking. I have this on my character sheet for a reason. Deli wants to try and scry on Kyrus again to see if she can get a better idea of where he is.
And you just like failed to do the roll last time.
We saw him in the prison, but he was in a dungeon.
Yes, that's what it was.
So we're
Okay.
like trying to get like some idea of if she can figure out like get a better idea of where he is, maybe get a little bit luckier this time. And she'll go out in the forest, so not like too far, like in case something goes horribly wrong, but she'll go out kind of a little bit away, so if something goes wild, she can handle it. Which it doesn't. So I'll put this back in again. So yeah, he may have to make a DC. Also I realized something that I forgot. Deli has an idea of why she might not be able to see Lavrella, but she's not sure, but she's too afraid to look again. So yeah, she's gonna try and scry on Kyrus again. I don't remember what his
And what did we
modifier
decide
was.
his class was? What was he again?
Kyrus was a wizard, I believe.
Oh yeah, this is the guy who like took you into the magic shop.
Yeah, he was a tiefling.
Yeah.
He was a tiefling.
Yep. All right, so I'll give him a +6 as the base, I think. So then what is the? So you know the target well, so -5, and then you have like a possession. Did we say?
I don't know if we ever did. I mean, it was a while ago. So
yeah, it has been a long time. Let's just do the -5.
Mhm.
So he needs to get a 16 or higher. Ooh, he just
failed. So I get to see. I mean, do I see anything new? I guess though.
Yeah, I don't know. So I honestly forget. Did I say anything about the person that came in and like was talking to him?
I don't remember.
I haven't gotten that far back in my re-listen, and I honestly totally forgot that I like had him in prison, and I don't remember. I should have made a note of it and totally forgot. I know I had an idea when I said that, but I don't remember what it was.
Wait, I'm looking. I have one I scried on.
Because I know
I have one I scried on
a
Allison.
guy walked in and was like
Yeah,
just gonna
I may have not
torturing
been
him
able to
or something.
see.
Yeah, that might have been it.
This is strange. I have when I scried on Allison, but not when I scried on. Not when I scried on. Here. Oh no, here we go. See, Kira sees him in prison, chained up. Can't get context on where he is. Half orc comes out, gives him bread and water. Someone comes up telling him to talk, or he'll get beaten. So I just say someone. So I didn't have any idea.
I know who it is. Then I remember now. I definitely think, we get a.
Therefore, I definitely am. Sorry, I had to.
Real quick, we get a scene like while Deli is going off into the woods, like we're cutting back and forth between her and Alisan and Vanthus, right? So Vanthus gets back to Scuttle Cove. They've maybe just gotten finished with their big argument about like whose fault it was that everything went wrong. It turns out it seems like Vanthus is still like a part of the Crimson Fleet. He hasn't got kicked out or anything. But Vanthus, after it's directly after whatever meeting they just had, and Vanthus pulls Alisan aside and basically says, "I have something that I think you might want to know. There's you told me back when you first initiated me into the Crimson Fleet. You told me a little bit about your past, your background. I could have sworn that there's someone who looks exactly like you, and I just wanted to ask, you never mentioned it, but do you have a daughter by chance?" And Allison's eyes just widen. And then we get the scene with scrying, right? Deli casts successfully scrying on Kyrus, and that's when Alisan walks into the room and says,
"Oh, I'm going to kill him."
And says, "All right, wizard. You haven't said anything up to this point. But how about I tell you something you don't know, and maybe that will jog something. You see, my daughter is still alive, despite your best efforts to forbid me, to keep this from me. I need to know where she is. What do you know? I promise you, we will not stop until we make your life a living hell. So I'll give you one last chance. Where is Delpharia? What did you do with her? And where is the Master Pearl?" And
oh no.
And I think I'll make
realize.
I'll have him make a roll
where
here.
the Master Pearl is.
I'll have you make a roll here. I'll have him make a roll here. He's so I think he's a high level like dark paladin is what this guy is. What do you think he would have on intimidation?
Who?
Alisan. We're thinking maybe like a 12 would be fine. Or is that too high?
I would like to point out that I, as a what are we, level 12 or something now?
10 right now.
10. We're level 10 right now. As a level 10, I have a 12 in Arcana.
Right, but you're a rogue, right?
Right.
So what's the normal what's a proficiency bonus for like a level 20 dude?
I would say having like a plus 12 on something isn't that's what it seems like we've been giving people who are really good at stuff.
Really good at stuff. Okay, I just want to make sure that we were on the same page.
I'm pulling up proficiency bonuses. Proficiency bonus at level 20 is +6.
So plus
so I think
9 or 10 at least.
I think I'll give him a +12 because he might have like a magic item that like boosts his charisma through the roof or something, right? That seems like a thing that a high level dark paladin would have. Okay, so I'm gonna give him a 12. What do we think the DC is here? So this guy's obviously been keeping something from him all this time. It's not necessarily what he wants, but it is something to go off of. So I think I'll set the DC at 25. Right, still perfectly within his realm of getting it, but a little difficult. All right, here we go. Oh, just barely. Okay, the thing is, though, there's no way he doesn't have someone who can cast guidance or give him a bardic or something, right? Like, there's all sorts of tricks. So I'm gonna give him a 1d6 No, I'll give him a D8, right? He has some sort of high-level bard or something that can help him with this. But that's it. If he fails this, then he does fail, right?
Deli is simultaneously fuming
No,
and
he gets it.
terrified.
I think it's more interesting if he gets it anyway, so...
Yeah.
So, Kiris reveals that whole, like, encounter in the shop that you guys had, and, like, you know...
I mean, we were together for, like, a week.
Right, exactly. And that's like the most significant thing that happened. But I think that's the piece. And so for everybody's benefit, I don't know if that actually ever got shared on screen before. But we maybe, yeah.
Did we? Have I told you guys like how
I don't know. There's been a few things here and there, but we've actually been pretty.
We'll save that for inspiration. I mean,
no, I think it comes out here. There's no way it doesn't come out here, right?
Can I say this? Can I tell the story in charge inspiration? Because I don't have it charged currently.
Yeah, go ahead.
So essentially what happened, when Deli was first, when she was first figuring out her powers, she found herself just like overwhelmed. Like she essentially ran into when they got close to a magic shop, she ran into the magic shop and just started like eating random things. And obviously the shopkeeper got mad. So what happened is that day, her former master, Mr. Davenport? I really believe his name was Mr. Davenport.
Yeah, I think I've always been pronouncing it Davenport, but yeah.
Davenport, whatever. Davenport. He essentially was around. He found like a random wizard saying like, "Hey, fix my dragonborn.
Fix my slave, please."
Yeah, fix my slave. Yeah. And so, while with her, Kiris essentially trained her to kind of hone her skills. Essentially, her wild magic was so wild. And in a sense, almost stronger than it is now because it was just so much everywhere. It was so uncontrolled. So literally, like, I think I had it in my story that she like smelled the magic shop from like a long ways away, even though detect magic is only 30 feet. Mm-hmm. And so what he did is essentially he brought her to a magic shop, and it's kind of like, it was almost like, you know, like when you get allergies, when you're just over like whelmed that your eyes just start watering at everything. It's just, there's so much information. And what he did is he took a scroll, because she had eaten a scroll the day before. So the shop owner was a little hesitant about letting him to do this. So he held the scroll in front of her nose and so told her just to concentrate on it and just hold it, like sit there, concentrate, just focus on the scroll. And did this with her for like a week, to the point where she was actually able to control what she could essentially concentrate on specific.
And that's how Deli
magic.
learned how to cast detect magic, basically.
Essentially, right. Yeah. And how she was able to kind of take some of this chaos that was all around, and kind of hone it in, which made it a little weaker. It wasn't that she could smell things, like she could more pinpoint things, but it was less chaotic, but more precise,
more useful,
and more useful, less strong. And so, but she only knew her for a week, and I think I even had written down, like he said, like he'd be like, he was gonna like fight. But the thing is also, and the reason why she wanted to describe him originally, she was mad at him, is because she hasn't seen him since then. And she felt betrayed, but then she saw him like, oh, it's not that he didn't want to contact me. He literally hasn't been able to. And so, yeah.
Yeah. And like, so I think as Alysanne gets this story from him, I think it is revealed that it's not even that like he got captured right after his encounter with you. It's just that, like, I don't know, like sometimes life just happens, man. And like he maybe didn't even know where to find you or whatever, right? There were years where he just didn't think about it too much, and maybe by the time he was thinking about like, maybe I should try to like find out whatever happened to that Deli girl, that's when he got captured by the Crimson Fleet. And at that point, basically he's been here being tortured, and like it hasn't been like they haven't been super intense about it. The Alysanne here has been the most focused they've ever been on the interrogation. But basically, this is going to lead this little story helps Alysanne figure out that, oh, you ate the thing that I've been missing this whole time. I don't think he knew that that's what happened until now, because he just pieces it together. It's like, that's sort of like the way you're describing all this magic stuff that she had, like that must have been what happened, wasn't it? Like, or maybe she has it on her and has learned how to control it. Either way, he's like, Deli has it. I need to find her, right? So yeah, that's what you get from the scrying, Deli.
Here's the other confusing thing. Deli thought he did this to her, that he gave her the Master Pearl. And I was like,
wait,
that's not what happened.
Did I just eat it?
It's like a child eating a Tide Pod. Doesn't know the irreparable damage they're doing to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Deli is going to just run and try and find just anyone because she's currently terrified because she knows now that she was before looking for Alysan, but now she knows Alysan's looking for her, and they know where they are right now. And now that is important because they've only been gone for like 2 days. No, 1 day, 2 days. Yeah,
Something like that.
No, it's been a day, and they're already back.
They had a portal, so yeah.
They could be here in a day. So yeah, actually, in that sense, Deli would go running and probably looking for Takewee. She's going like running, go.
You know that derailing thing I said earlier?
Yeah. Well, hey, there's a reason to get away from here right now. Mm-hmm.
So do we literally have like the big bad on his way to come like get his daughter?
Potentially.
Awesome.
So, dude, where would Deli find Takewee at this point?
Smooching.
Probably with Audrin.
We should find you wherever she goes.
Takewee! We need to
Tell me
go.
what's wrong.
We need to get out of here as soon as we can.
What do you mean? We're not planning on leaving for a few more days.
We might not have a few more days. I was scrying on someone I used to know. He was captured by my father. And my father knows I'm here. And I think he's gonna come looking for me now.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't know. Do we leave? Because if we leave, they're just gonna kill everybody.
I'm worried that they'll just attack far shore. That's the big problem.
We do. We barely managed the lackeys. That he wasn't good enough to sully himself with this work.
Are you sure he's on his way here?
He seemed to.
Did I get that from, or am I probably a little bit overreacting?
Maybe. I mean, so I think you can scry for a little while, right?
The scrying lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I was scrying on Kiris, not him.
Yeah. Make an insight check, Deli.
I might use my inspiration I just charged.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good thing too. 27.
27 is really good. Yeah, exactly. It's one away from the highest you could have gotten. I think you can sense that like he's not necessarily worried that you're gonna like die or get out of his hands or something. So it's not like he's going to. I don't think it's accurate to say that like he will be here tomorrow. But it's certainly something that's on his radar now. It seemed like from the way that he left the conversation with Kiris, he has so many things going on right now that he might not be able to go himself, but he might send someone.
Okay. And so at that point, Deli might calm down a little bit. Like
she just thinks through the conversation. Yeah.
Okay, maybe not be that dire, but we gotta keep eyes on the back of our head. Because they might be sending someone. And given everything that just happened, we know they've got some powerful people.
And I'm looking at my character sheet right now, and I'm very glad. Oh, actually, does Ring of Mind Shielding protect from scrying?
Probably would. That sounds like the sort of thing.
While wearing this ring, you are immune to magic that allows creatures to read your thoughts, determine where you're lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type. It does not.
Yep.
Okay, so that's not helpful. I see. That was one of the original reasons I got it. Is for some reason I thought it would protect against scrying too.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe I thought. I don't know. I had my reasons for having it, but now it's not really. It's not as helpful as I thought it would be right now.
So I think Take would just say, well, then let's just continue to repair for sure, like we were planning on to the next few days, and then hopefully if somebody does come, that's when they'll come.
We will. But we just can't let our guard down.
We won't. We'll keep watch. Do you want someone to stay with you tonight?
No. No, I think I'd rather be alone.
Okay.
And if, just so you know, if need be, I can get away.
Which is my way of out of character saying I have a transport via plants, so I can always just leave through a tree.
Yeah.
You can leave.
Leave. I mean, it's quite like a thing. Like if they're just threatening, if they want me, well, I guess if I just left and you guys were there, not only would I be abandoning you, which I really wouldn't want to do, but then they would just use you as hostages.
They would just torture them or something.
Yeah. Given I saw what they did to Curious, and he knew me for
If they could catch them,
I was
if
about
they
to
could
say,
catch
like
them,
they could
yeah.
catch me and capture me.
They could maybe catch
on.
Takewee.
Whoa.
Audrin would.
She's the least mobile out of any of them.
Audrin would.
I have a speed of 40, thank you. That's
And
way
Audrey can
above
fly.
average.
Anna can go at the speed of sound. I'm just saying.
At least the mobile.
If it were the case that somebody was going to get captured, it would be Audrin volunteering that it's him, and he'd go freely and quietly as long as they left the others, and then Audrin would just bust himself out because he can do that stuff.
Fair enough.
You would give yourself, and I'd be like, no, they're not taking you today, and rescue you.
And like as you were coming to rescue me, it's like that scene where like I'm disguised and you're about to attack me, and I'm like, Anna, wait, it's me. It's like I got out. Let's get out of here.
It is interesting though, because obviously, like you guys opened up my stomach. There's no Master Pearl in there. In a sense, here's the kind of thing I thought of him. There is no Master Pearl because at this point, I think I am the Master Pearl.
Oh,
Which
Master
is kind of
Done.
yeah. Which is
I have to say, that part was not planned. I just kind of said it, and now we're here. And I think I maybe just changed the entire campaign. But I like it,
especially since he did say he has enough pearls to do what he wants. But there's obviously a reason he hasn't done it yet.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I have a target on my back.
Yep.
Sorry, Lavinia, we can't go take care of your stupid turtle thing. We have bigger things to do now.
I mean, we do need to take care of the. We do need to take care of the turtle if we want reinforcements from the mainland.
It's on your way. It's on your way.
Yeah.
So one of the other notes I had here was and I'm sure that like we said this at some point. I haven't gotten that far in my re-listen. What did we do with those terror bird eggs?
We gave them
to someone.
You gave them to Doral, the druid
Yeah.
guy? Okay. I think they'd be hatched by now. There's almost no reason they wouldn't be. So maybe we get that as like part of like this montage, right? It's like Doral comes over to you guys like the day after that day, right? So May 12th, right? And says, "Oh, hey, Aldrin's angels, I got something for you."
Audrin's just like, that's still such a horrible name. We really should change that.
Takeaway's like, I like it.
Audrin's like, then I like it too.
Oh boy.
Good answer.
Audrin.
God, I didn't realize Audrin was such a simp.
Yeah, come on, Audrin.
Suddenly Takeway's kind of turned off.
Yeah, come on.
Jordan's master plan.
Oh no, have a spine, man. Yeah. So so like there's little terror bird chicks tweeting and whatnot in their little nest that he has. And I think he asks you guys, he's like, so what do you want me to do with them exactly? Just raise them and then what?
First, we need to name them.
Oh, very important. Yes.
How many are I won't actually waste our time with naming them right now.
Yeah. In terms of how many there were, I think all of you took one. There were 9, I think. Did they all survive? Was there ever a point in season 4 where like one of them got destroyed?
No,
I don't think there was.
I think we should probably roll something though to see how many of them actually survived.
Probably true.
Like a D10 or a D8 or something.
Yeah, let's roll a D8. No, let's do a D6 plus 1. Right, so high. Like it's almost impossible that like all of them survived. But we'll see how many did. There's at least going to be 2 that will survive, right? Okay, 7. So 2 that either died, either got destroyed just on the way, like they just didn't survive the trip and weren't kept warm enough, or like things happen when you're trying to raise.
What kind of animals are these again?
The big flightless birds. Yeah, that you could ride on if they grew big enough. So
probably got a ways a long time before.
Yeah. I mean, let's see how terror bird are terror birds in the manual here.
So we each just get to name one, right?
Probably. Let's see, terror bird life cycle. See if anyone has any information. Okay, some random thing that I'll just take for granted. By 4 years of age, they are fully grown and are capable and terrifying hunters. Terror birds can live up to be between 60 and 80 years old. I don't know what this is from. Starborn Wiki.
Starborn.
I'm writing it down, so it's gonna be true.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it.
Wow, they're gonna be alive like longer than me.
Oh, this is from the game Starfield that just came out.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
It's funny. Hey, did you guys know that in Starfield there's a faction called the Crimson Fleet?
Right, we mentioned that.
More and more keywords from this campaign become keywords that don't give you our campaign. Terra Invicta, you look up Terra Invicta and you just get a video game.
Wait, is it Terra or Terror Birds?
Terror Birds.
Okay, I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah, it's an actual like prehistoric thing. Terror Birds, yeah.
Like terror?
Yeah, terror, yes.
Oh, I thought they were terror birds because they didn't fly. Like ground birds.
No.
Am I the only one who knew that they were terror birds?
This is an actual thing.
I think so.
It's an actual thing in like archaeology. It's like a big flightless bird thing.
Okay, so everybody name your bird.
Oh.
So I think the 2 people who aren't getting birds from the party were Conrad and Avner, right? You just assume that they don't get their birds. Everybody else does, though. Tavi's very excited about this.
My bird's name is Bertie, Bertie.
Okay, all right.
In honor of the Order of St. Cuthbert. And it sounds like birdie. Because it's a bird.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do 4 years. 4 years seems like too long. I'm gonna go with like an emu instead as the basis for this. This seems way more likely. So let's see. They're fully grown about 12 months. They don't mature sexually until around 18 to 20 months, and then in the wild they live about 5 to 10 years. But in captivity, you could probably get them to live about 35 years.
Okay.
That seems more likely.
Gotta scribble out what I already wrote.
I just don't think it makes like animals don't take that long to grow into fully matured.
Yeah, but this isn't real life, Caleb.
I'm reading a terror bird thing on Reddit that has a pretty big thing. It says for under the life cycle thing, it says chicks are hatched only one egg at a time. Once they hatch, it is only a span of a few seasons before they strike out on their own.
So that might be for Starfield, not like D&D.
It says reddit.com/r/DND behind the screen.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay.
I mean, a few seasons would be a year, so that makes sense. I'm sticking with 1 year old and can live up to 35 years because I think that's what's I have space left after scribbling things out, so it's got to be that, or else I'm out.
We'll canonize it. That'll be it. That'll be it. Because then there's a chance that they'll actually grow to full be able to be ridden by the end of the campaign. It's still possible.
Audrin's like thinking of a name for his, and he's like, how about Leonechka? No, that's a dumb name.
Yeah. And we don't have to name them all right now, but if you'd like to name your Terra bird, feel free.
I want to name mine the Comet.
Oh.
Dally would name hers Lavrella in honor of her friend that she currently Dally thinks she may have accidentally killed her. Not completely sure as of yet. Because last she saw her, she was alive. Anyway.
Cool.
Okay, wait. So who all has it? It's us four, Learith, Tavi, and who else?
That's it. Us four. They're at Tavi. That's it.
But then there's 7 birds.
Yeah, there's seven birds.
Well,
I'm pretty sure there were.
Gets named one.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Wait, who was on the? I remember us saying
Conrad.
Conrad. It was
Abner.
Is there anyone else besides?
Oh, yeah. Takui and Audrin's peoples.
Lyrith. I know,
Tavi.
that's 6.
Yeah. Lyrith
That's 8 altogether with Conrad and Abner. I thought there were 9. There may have been, you know what? There may have been 9 eggs, and I think Abner got Conrad to carry 2 of them. I think that's what it was.
Right.
Sounds pretty right.
Yeah,
okay,
so either way, it makes sense that
Doral
Doro can just have one. Yeah. That'd be great.
I've figured out the name for mine, by the way.
Yes.
Bartholomew.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so I have a couple of notes about I was thinking through like wanting to keep advancing the NPCs as you guys keep going here. And I think one thing you notice about all the time that Conrad has been spending with the chapel, I actually think there's a moment where he takes you aside, and he says, I think something just happened to me. I've been helping out with the chapel, and I've been feeling like I've been doing good work there. And honestly, I don't really know what to believe anymore, but someone talked to me the other night. It was a male voice. He seemed like it was a human. So probably not Dragonborn Jesus, but he pointed out my mark. He touches his cheek, and he said, I have plans for you. And that's all it was. He had dark hair, and he starts describing Mikhail.
Miguel, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he said,
any chance his name started with Pepe?
I don't think so.
I'm just kidding. It'd be Mikhail, the god of death.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just an inside joke for myself.
Yeah. He seems to like nod at your statement though. He's like, God of death. Yes. No, that makes sense. One of the pantheon, the new pantheon of gods, right? You mentioned these people before.
Yeah, I met him when I died.
Right. Yeah. I think I met him too.
Rescue, Abner.
I think this might have been a memory. I don't know if it was a dream. I think I'm remembering what he said to me when I died.
Oh.
It was only a moment, and he said usually the soul doesn't leave the body this quickly, but I'm making a special exception in your case because I have something important for you to do. I'm remembering it all now, and I woke up, Takui, and I can do magic.
No.
I think I'm a cleric.
That's great, Conrad.
And I have just changed Conrad to have a grave domain assassin rogue build.
And
cool.
And his alignment is...
His alignment is, I think I might have changed this too. Let me check. His alignment is currently neutral. I think it's remaining neutral for now, but he might have like neutral good or something.
Makes sense.
At the very least, he seems excited to have like something to do that's like a purpose in life, and he seems very willing to like go along with whatever this is. Do you have any other comments for him?
I think Takely would just said, you know, I feel like this makes a lot of sense, Conrad. I told you that when you woke up, right, that you had a plan and a purpose.
I think you were right.
Maybe that was, in a weird way, him speaking through me in that moment so you could remember yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that you're finally living up to that. So, what that means you're going to stay here at the church?
I don't really know. And honestly, I don't really know either as the GM. So we know that there's like specifically marked people, right, who are important or supposed to do important things. Lavinia and Carla are also some of those people. Lavinia being like the head of Foreshore makes sense, right? Like she's doing important things. She has been doing important things. She got you here at the very least. Like that is an important all on its own, like set you guys in motion to like.
So what you're saying is she can die now.
Maybe. But like Conrad is one I'm not entirely sure of. I like the idea that like Miggy has like a particular mission in mind for him at some point and maybe he's gonna like turn into he has to assassinate someone important, some important demon or something like that, right? So I would be down if you wanted to take him with you, you could do that. If we wanted to send him on some other mission, we could do that too. I don't think he stays at Farshore though.
Having a cleric with us would not be bad.
That's true.
I'd be down to take him with us.
Yeah, we need more healers.
Yeah, like, you know, fulfill your
I'm down with that too.
Stuff, like,
one thing, as I've been listening back through the sessions, I've been like, Caleb, you know what? You just need to get over playing complicated character types and just learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons. And so I've been giving all these people class levels, and I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, if you want to take them with, that makes sense to me. I think that'd be fun.
The OG crew minus Avner.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And then Avner wakes up and says, hey guys, I'm a wild magic sorcerer. Just kidding.
And then we just pray that he fireballs himself.
Yeah.
Having two wild magic practitioners is too much of a liability. We have to leave Jelly behind.
That was amazing. Thank you, man. Or thank you, Emily. So yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, Lirith and Tavi are still your like apprentices, so I assume you're gonna take them with you too, right? Which is fine. We have levels for them too. Just means I'm gonna have to make the combats harder. So I'm fine with that.
I would like to also introduce the party to our fifth member, if you will.
Yes.
My homunculus servant.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah. So, somewhere over the course of a few days after rest and everything, Audrin has figured out like the best way for him to figure out the magic things he can do is by one, reading things, like getting as much knowledge as he can, and two, meditating, and that tends to be how he can figure out these different magical outbursts he has.
So real quick, Jordan, before you keep going, I had another idea too this is one of the last notes I have that I think would make total sense. I don't think so I think we see this montage with Audrin, right? You're doing all this stuff. And I think we see, so you live at the manor, right? Currently. And I think Carla does too. Carla has been looking over your shoulder this entire time. And then going off to work as a healer over at the like herbalist place or whatever, right? I was planning on giving her a level in Artificer because that's a fun kind of like you can be a healer like in a kind of more like technical way than like magic with an artificer. And I was like, I'm gonna give her like a healer's kit and all this stuff, and have her kind of like focus on that as like an actual character level for her to take. So I think it would be fun if like just, you know, because she's curious, like starts asking you about what you're doing and just ends up over the like montage we get here, just picks up a few things and then we'll get a level in artificer herself.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. Yeah, you make a robot.
It's a homunculus servant. Okay, so you learn intricate methods for magically creating a special homunculus that serves you. The item you infuse serves as the creature's heart, around which the creature's body instantly forms. You determine the homunculus's appearance. Some artificers prefer mechanical-looking birds, whereas some like winged vials or miniature animate cauldrons.
Anime
Cauldron.
Attack on Titan. Not
Super kawaii cauldron.
Yeah. So what does yours look like?
I think mine is a monkey.
It's Boo Boo 2. Boo Boo 2.
It's Too Boo.
Too Boo 2 Furious.
Too Boo 2 Furious.
Tubu or not Tubu?
Yeah,
That's
that is the question.
That is the Boo Boo.
Amazing.
So I'm gonna have a bird, a monkey, and soon I'm gonna have my mech friend.
Right, yeah, that you get another thing, which is you make a robot. So is this like a flesh monkey then? Like it's like an actual monkey?
No, it's it actually can also be a little mechanical thing.
Okay.
So I have robot monkey, and soon I will have.
But what does this look like? How are you making this? Because like normally in like Dungeons and Dragons, right? Up to this point in our setting, there's not things like just straight up robots. So how is this? I would like this to be some sort of like intermediary step between a construct like a golem and like a tried and true warforged. So like what does that look like?
So what it looks like is Audrin, salvages some of the things from the ships that have like sunk and that we what's it called? Scuttled?
Scuttle Cove?
No.
Scuttled. Yeah.
Yeah, we
scuttled the ships. Yeah.
So Audrin took some time to try. I think probably can we say it's fair that that people took time to go down and salvage what they can from them?
Of course, yeah.
So I think Audrin got a couple of like basic clockwork things, watches and little things like that. And so he has taken a little cog, and he's infused magic into this cog wheel to form and like there's other like random like little metal scraps in Audrin's room where he's been like kind of tinkering with some of this stuff, or in the area where he's been tinkering with this stuff. And as he's like infusing magic into this, all these other pieces like start to shake and like animate to life, and they just kind of like form around in the shape of a monkey, just like according to Audrin's mind as to like what he has in mind. And he forms this little monkey homunculus. Homunculus.
Yeah.
Homunculus.
Amazing.
And there are stats for this thing, and there are things that I can do with him.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm imagining it's not so much, and if you're making a Boo Boo number 2, are you basing it off of a mandrill then? So like more like a baboon? Or is it like a actual tried and true monkey?
I am thinking, what's his name? Abu from Aladdin.
Okay, so yes, a little monkey.
Yeah, a little monkey.
Sure. Sounds good. Very fun. Audrin is truly a pirate at heart. He has to have the monkey on his shoulder.
Because why would I go with the bird, right? I could go with like the middle parrot, but I like the monkey.
Can't make the bird feel bad by being able to fly as well, right? So.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna style it as TUUBUU.
Tubu. Amazing. Yeah. So so then Carla at the end of this little montage reveals that she has a level of artificer as well, right? And she's well on her way. She's focused on healing stuff. So I made her a character today, actually, earlier today, and she has like maxed out healing stuff. So she's only level 1. If you wanted to bring her, you could. I assume you're not going to bring a level 1 character wherever you're going, but
level 1 healer. No.
Well, she's also kind of needed at Far Shore.
Yeah. I was gonna say she that sort of stuff can be very useful here. So
I do want to like have Audrin like demonstrate his new homunculus friend to Tavi.
Yeah, sure.
And Audrin's findings with that.
Yeah, Tavi is hard at work making sure that the Terror Bird imprints on him, right? That he got. He's been spending a lot of time doing that.
Yeah, Audrin is also, I assume all of us are doing that.
Yeah.
Deli.
Yeah, I mean, Doral's a druid. Yeah, Doral's a druid, so like in theory, he could make sure that like they'll be fine with you when you come back either way, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's playing with his little Terror Bird. And then he looks up and says, Audra, what is that?
Tavi, I'd like to introduce you. This is Tubu. Say hello, Tubu. It's like a combination of like a monkey sound that's also kind of mechanical.
Mm-hmm. He just says, How?
Audrin's like, I've been doing some tinkering. And then goes into
long spiel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. I think that's most of my notes here. There's one other thing that I wanted to look at. Yes. I made a note about this and then forgot. Okay. So one thing I also want to do as we're kind of setting up for the next arc here, right? I want to make sure that you guys have the ability to work on faction stuff too and do like specific missions for the factions and whatnot. So if you want to I don't know where I was going with that sentence. One of the things that gets mentioned to you guys when you go back to the hunter guy that you were going to go search out the 8th tribe with, he mentions to you in your conversations as you're like gearing up to go out and do that again, right? He mentions that since you guys are going to go out into the Isle of Dread proper and do a bunch of exploring and things, he basically says like, well, one thing you might want to watch out for if you're any at all interested in hunting is there are said to be and I don't remember the exact number. There's a specific number of like powerful monsters that have legendary status on the Isle of Dread, and he mentions that number, and they're like the Terrifying 7 or something like that, right? Like it's like some sort of specific name that they all have, and he lists them all off, and I'll make a list for you guys later. But he basically says like, if you manage to kill any of those, not only are you going to be famous, but also if you give me one of those hides, you'll be rich. Because this is what this guy does. He's like a tanner and leather worker. So he mentions that to you guys. So as you know, you're picking up all the side quests that you could do on the Isle of Dread before you go out, and we see all these little spots on the map appear where you could go fight these deadly monsters. So that's something you could do. I'm planning on having Git come back at the end of the session here and tell Takui about a Order of the Bitter Curtain thing that she could pursue. And then the Adamant League is pretty easy to just be like, go explore. Like that is the mission for you, Audrin. If you would like a specific thing for them to tell you to do, I can give you that too. Any ideas there?
I
could always make something up off in between sessions too. But my plan is to give you each like a side quest for.
It would be cool if there was somehow something related to my ability to create and infuse things now, like artificery. Because I know at one point we discussed like kind of upgrading magical items by
yes.
being able to infuse two, or like basically putting 2 spells in one thing and only have one attunement slot taken up. So maybe like the genesis of that is something from something that I do that with, but it's not for me, it's for them.
Yeah. Okay. So Audrin, the mission that they give you, right? So when you talk, you're continuing to talk with the hunter guy, right?
Yeah.
He's your adamant league contact. I think he's also part of the Iron Brigade, which is why that if anyone was in the Iron Brigade, you would like the deadly hunting missions would be specifically an Iron Brigade thing, but you can take it too if you want. But he tells you basically like, well, Urathura, the old capital up on in the central plateau of the island there, they were said, I mean, the old Igbaye Empire had incredibly powerful magical artifacts. I imagine if you find something up there, or, you know, in your travels just generally, there might be something you could use to really up your game with that sort of thing. So I'll make some specific notes about that. Anna, your mission for the Order of the St. Cuthbert is find the missionary, right?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, we see that pop up on the screen, and there are plans to give you leads on that. There isn't a lead when you leave Farshore, but there will be a lead that you find during your adventures that will lead you there. So keep your eyes open for that. And then in terms of Blood Sister stuff, so listening back through the seasons, I first implied that the Blood Sisters didn't know about the Isle of Dread. And then we found out that there actually was a Blood Sister agent on the Isle of Dread, in Farshore specifically. And then we found out that there was another Blood Sister agent wandering around the Isle of Dread. So I assume there will be something there where, you know, that drow lady comes back and finds it. But honestly, I think, and I'm just going to give this to you guys. I think you just find the 8th tribe. It wasn't going to be a whole big thing. It was honestly just one thing. It was not that complicated. You just took forever trying to find it. But I think you find this like eerie place. There may be monsters there. I think we're too late into the session to really play out anything there. Maybe you just scare them off easily. You're high level adventurers at this point. This is supposed to be a safe island, so they're not going to be terribly difficult to deal with. But the thing that you see at the end of that whole sequence is you find this strangely absent area where it seems like it's exactly the right size and has the right dimensions to be a village. And there's like weirdly shaped like leftover markings in the grass and things that like where buildings might have gone and somehow it hasn't been overgrown. It's like weird kind of that vibe going on. But the one thing you find, and I think it's Anna who finds this, she can decide whether or not she wants to share it with everybody else. She finds a little disc on the ground, some sort of medallion or something, right? And it has on it, it's not like an ape idol like you were promised. You don't find that. Instead, you find a medallion that has a woman's face on it, and there are like 1,000 needles surrounding the face, all pointing inward at her face. Anna, you can make a religion check if you would like. And if you tell Audrin about it, he can give you advantage, or you can have Audrin make the roll, whatever you'd like to do here to find out the significance.
The woman's face is surrounded by needles.
Indeed.
Creepy.
They're not like poking into her yet, but it looks like they're about to, right?
Wait, Audrin, what is your religion check?
+8.
I'll tell you about it, but I want to roll with advantage.
Okay. Yeah,
I have a +7, but I want to do this.
Just go for it.
It is a very specifically Anna thing. It will be.
Oh, only a 26.
Oh man, one away from being max. Yes. So Anna, this is the Lady of Pain.
Okay, wait. That's what the drow that she said. May she guide you or whatever.
Indeed.
I just saw it in my notes. Wait. Where did it go? Because you said it and it sounded so cool. May the Lady of Pain keep your knife sharp and your words sweet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I did come up with a cool thing there.
I know. That's why I wrote it down. And I put it in a box.
This is Anna, like, putting together her religious knowledge with that with what she said there and this religious iconography that you see here, you know a couple of things. It's still a very obscure figure, so even with the 26, like you don't get everything. But you know that the Lady of Pain is like a quote unquote goddess type being. It's unclear whether or not she legitimately holds an aspect like the Pantheon does, but at the very least, she's similar in power level to them. And she is in charge of a place called Sigil, which is basically and Anna, actually, Anna or Audryn, you should make an Arcana check at this point. You just so Anna, you know, like you've heard at one point, the Lady of Pain lives in Sigil, but like, what is Sigil? Audryn doesn't know. Out of the 16. So you don't know that. I think the only real big piece of information you get is like the Lady of Pain is like some sort of goddess type being. So you could infer from that several things. If you want to ask me a couple questions, I might be able to answer one of them. But there are pieces of information you're not getting because you didn't get that crit.
Does she like give power to the Blood Sisters somehow? Like,
yeah, it seems like if anyone was the patron of the Blood Sisters, it would be the Lady of Pain.
Okay.
That seems to be clear to you from your kind of just general like putting together the pieces here.
Ask a question.
Yes.
Is the sigil in a different plane?
That's what I'm assuming.
Sigil is a planner place, yes. But
Okay.
you don't know what it is exactly.
Okay.
What's with the needles?
Well, she's the Lady of Pain, right? She's not afraid of pain.
Okay, I guess.
Right, it's not like syringes, right? It's like little like acupuncture needles like all surrounding your face.
I know, but still weird.
Yeah.
Does it seem like do I know if she actually like communes with people, or is she just kind of like in name only, hands off kind of gal?
Yeah, she's a very mysterious figure. There are a select few people who she honors with incredible information and like very hands-on treatment. Everyone else she ignores. But honestly, Anna, like I think if you take this back to your like Blood Sister contact, that's where we probably get the like, there's something I need to tell you about sort of a thing, right?
Yeah, I gotta find the drow because the girl in Farshore is useless. I don't like her.
What do you have with the Blood Sisters right now? What's your like tier?
Not good right now.
Yeah, because you get all those minuses for being a good girl.
Yeah, because I'm a good person. Yeah, I'm only a sister. I have a 7 right now, I want to say.
Yeah, 7 sounds right. So in a settlement with a Blood Sister enclave, you have an advantage on checks to dredge up information. If you wanted to go back to the lady you were talking, like Arisha, or no, not Arisha, whatever her name was. Tiefling lady. I don't remember. You could, and like ask her about it. You could try this again, like try to get more information on this. Make another roll. But that would imply you have to go talk to her again. But
I don't know if I really want to.
Yeah. In which case, you just kind of have to be on the lookout for that drow lady. Like, you don't really know how to find her exactly. I guess you could, like, scry or message or whatever, I suppose.
We'll see.
Okay. So I think that's your mission, Anna, at least for now, is, like, find out more about the Lady of Pain. Like, and how she might fit into all this, and, you know, get in touch with that drow lady and see what's in store for the Blood Sisters on the Isle of Dread. Like, why are they here? Why are they interested? Like, what's going on, right? Just get more connected. In terms of you, Deli, right, this was a kind of a collector's thing with the 8th Tribe thing. It ends up being more of a dud. How the rest of you handle into, like, religious iconography being the only thing that's there. The symbol, as a note, the symbol does not look ancient. It looks very new. It looks like it was very recently crafted. This isn't something that was left over from the ancient Ibaye civilization. This is something that was placed here recently. So yeah, how are the rest of you handling that 8th tribe thing?
I guess I could just go around using detect magic to see if there's anything magic around here.
And there is not. It's pretty much a ghost town. Like there's no signs.
Well, this is lame.
Yeah, it was always meant to be more of a red herring than anything.
I had a feeling. I would like to do an investigation check, just see if I can figure out approximately how long it's been.
Was it a symbol or a statue? I thought I heard statue.
No, I mentioned the thing that the lady, Jeanette Amon, was looking for, the collector gal that you were working for with this mission, that she was looking out for was an ape idol that was supposedly left as the only signs that the village was ever there.
So the lady with all the needles, that was a symbol?
It was a symbol on a medallion. Yeah.
Okay. I thought I heard statue.
Yeah, I said statue, referring to the ape idol statue that was originally mentioned that you were trying to find, but I realized that probably was confusing.
Guys, I'm looking at my list of spells that I can cast now. I have the ability to do 3d8 damage and bludgeoning, thunder, and lightning. I'm sorry, no. 2d8 thunder, 3d8 lightning, 3d8 bludgeoning, 3d10 fire.
Very fun.
I do have one thing that I wanted to add to for Anna's
Lady of Pain stuff.
Well, yeah. So the bit about so basically, speaking of keeping her blade sharp, I want to be have been working on be working on the wrist thing that I have.
Oh yeah,
working on another one for Anna.
Another one.
Right. That uses the Black Heart dagger.
The Black Heart, yeah. Not the soul stealing dagger, but the one that you found in the T-Rex foot that does darkness and gives you invisibility or something like that.
Yep. Well, it does darkness, and you can see straight through the darkness. And if you attack while you're in that darkness, you do 4d4 damage. Base damage.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. That sounds like an Arcana check. As a note, Audrey, with your 16 investigation, I think what I told you is basically all you get, right? It's
that's fine.
It's recent, but you don't know how recent exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so make it another Arcana check. See how well that goes.
Okay. Jeez.
Would you have asked Deli to help you work on this?
What exactly are you doing again?
Yeah.
So he's building another wrist-mounted blade thing.
Making me a dangerous tool.
Yeah, because this is the original technology that I was using was the weird spider stuff.
Sure, yeah. I'd help. I'd help with this.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So then you can get that 31 instead. Again, it's assumed that as long as everyone's willing to help, you can assume that you're helping. Cool. Yeah. So Audrey grabs Deli at one point during this process and says, "Okay, come with me. I need your Arcana."
I need your Arcana thoughts.
Yeah. And you and Deli were the ones who were first working on that spider contraption that started this whole thing for Audrey.
Right.
So it makes sense that Deli would be helping you here. She's been your little assistant the whole time. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So Anna, you got an Ezio blade. I'm just saying, if this thing with Takely doesn't work out, I'm still seeing Audrey and Anna assassin power couple as a totally totally cool option.
I don't know. We'd have to see. Yeah, okay.
At the very least,
do you need to send me whatever details of what this thing is?
Yeah,
because I don't have any details of what this thing is.
I've got it. Here, yeah. I'm gonna do this.
Send it over. Nice. Cast darkness non-magically as an action. First strike. If you are in a globe of darkness created by this weapon,
44.
When you're in the
when you're in darkness created by the weapon.
Oh, okay. So
you have
besides
advantage on
that, though, it's
what's it? It's just a dagger normally, right? It's a 1d4. I see Jordan.
Okay.
Do what? Yeah.
Got it. So without the darkness, it's just a normal dagger. With darkness, it's fancy.
I think it's still a magical dagger no matter what, but So it will go through resistances. But basically, once you create that darkness, it has advantage and 44. Oh no, sorry. And you have advantage on the melee attack roll. This weapon. Okay, I see. Yeah. So if you're doing some sort of assassinate type thing, it increases. Yeah.
So would it be like additional rolls like in the future to upgrade hers so she can also have like the crossbow thing and cool.
Yep.
So
yeah, I don't think you have enough time to do more than that on this.
No.
And I think honestly we probably advance the clock by another 5 days, probably, right? As you're spending time doing all this stuff.
So that so then that would be the 17th?
17th, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. To May 17th. My notes here.
Has it been a year since the in-game started?
No, you started in November, so you still got a ways to go.
Well, like the whole game started in November. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, Audrin, so this dagger that you've given me, is that one of the ones that I just have on my wrist now?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm so cool.
Which theoretically should mean that you don't have to equip or unequip it.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely cool. Okay. I don't think I have any other notes.
I'm just rolling my magic missile stuff. Okay. That's cool.
So, that was all I had. I just want to make sure we got through all of the like setup things for next time. Any other last things that we want to do?
I have the ability to infuse items now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
anyone want an infusion?
So weird the way you said it.
I know. I meant it that way.
Infusions. Anybody would anybody like an infusion?
I'm trying to think. Is there anyone else we want Delia to scry on?
Oh, wasn't
I mean, I asked if you could scry my sister, but I think Caleb vetoed that.
Yeah, she's on another plane right now.
Oh.
I thought there was someone else that we were thinking of. I'm trying to think.
I've scried on Curious. I scried on my one friend who I scried on Lavrella, and she was just like,
Drow Lady. That was the old person I was thinking of, but it doesn't sound like Anna wants to do that right away. So
yeah, I figure we can wait until we're like getting on to the Isle of Dread, and
yeah,
I figure she's not really going to just be on Far Shore.
Cool. Yeah. So
real quick, maybe we should do this after show, but what should I actually be attuned to? Because I'm not sure if my gauntlets of ogre power are actually doing anything.
Yeah, you're not in melee very much.
No, I thought they'd be helpful, but honestly, like, they're not. They help with strength. I mean, they help with strength checks. Like, it helped when me escape the Kraken, but like, I feel like, especially now that Anna has the thing that lets her make someone leave an area without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Oh yeah. For the audience, I took a level in fighters, and I am a monk rogue fighter.
Wait, so does Anna use strength?
No.
No, not at all.
No, I did add proficiency in athletics checks though, so I can more easily grab people.
What does Tabby use? Does Tabby use strength or dex?
I think he's a dex guy. I think he's
a rogue, so I would assume dex.
Yeah.
I think we made him a mastermind rogue. No, he's an inquisitive rogue. 6.
He
has an 8 in strength.
So maybe we just give it to Tabby so he's not pathetic.
Makes it a 19.
That does incredibly increase his strength. That's the biggest jump anyone can make, like, I think.
I don't in the party. If no one else like could have it be useful,
especially if these NPCs are coming with you guys, it makes sense to like share the love, right? Like,
yeah, let's do that.
Just to have
so I can give him the gauntlets of ogre power. Means I have to take them off. I have to watch my strength go. I have to watch my strength go.
One thing that I recalled listening to the episodes, you gave Avner the gargoyle crown.
I have it now.
But you have it on your character sheet. Okay. I wasn't sure if anyone got it back.
You took it back. That sounds
because I took it back at some point. Yeah, I have it like listed that I I mean, I would just leave it at far shore. I mean, I don't want it, but
Got it.
I had it in my possession.
Maybe at the end of the episode, we see Abner find it again, and but
Here's the question then: should I be attuned to the Trident of Fish command, or the Wand of Fireball? Because one of those is a 66 spell. One of them is a situational.
So remind me what Trident of the Fish command does again. It has to be a beast.
It has to be a beast, and it lets me essentially cast Charm Monster.
Oh, does it?
I think. No, Dominate Beast. It lets me cast Dominate Beast essentially 3
Again,
times
only
a
against
day.
a beast.
Yeah.
Only against the beast type. Okay.
I
I'm gonna
feel like
give you a free knowledge, Deli. I don't think you're ever gonna get another use out of that thing. Given the way the campaign's gonna go, like again, you're already at a high enough level that like there's almost no beast that could threaten you. There's just like T-Rexes and stuff.
I also can just cast that spell normally without it.
Even without the tidbit of knowledge, I was kind of leaning towards the wand anyway.
Yeah.
Me too. It's just like that literally became relevant. Well, no, because the miniature crake was not a beast.
It wasn't,
right?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like there actually will be a lot of water stuff coming up here, but none of it will include beasts. So
yeah. And you can keep the cloak of manta ray if you want, or like somebody else can take it.
Oh, I have that, right.
Yeah, it's not attuning though.
Yeah,
you can just have it.
I just forgot I had that.
Yeah.
Do I have it on my character sheet?
You might not, because I gave it to you like during combat.
Yeah, so it's Cloak of the Manta Ray?
Yes, it should be like an official item that you can drag over.
Yeah. I was just making sure I was grabbing the right one. And I will take my Gauntlets of Ogre Power off my character sheet. What is my actual strength score? I have a +1 to strength.
I mean, like, do you need, like, is it useful for you to keep those, or?
It is more useful. I feel like it's more useful for me to have Fireball, being able to cast 7 times a day without it having to worrying about it going wild.
7 times? That's so many.
That is a total of 50-66.
Kid gloves are coming off, guys. We're gonna go
like you had
real
kid
hard
gloves on before.
I'm taking them. They were almost all the way off. Now they're all the way off. Not only are you having 3 other 6th level characters that are coming along with you, but you have so many cool magic items now. Like I'm just gonna go ham.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Having a 19th strength was
7th level now. They're 3 levels behind us.
No, they're 4 levels behind you.
So 7th still. They should go up to 7.
You're level 10. Aren't you?
We just went up to level 11.
Oh well, almost none of you actually upgraded your characters until today, because I glanced over everyone.
My fault is we discussed that I did not remember to level up until just now. So
I'm pretty sure
that's
I leveled up before the session.
But I think everybody else leveled up last time besides me.
Me, because I went to sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm almost positive at least one of you that I looked at was still level 10. It may have been me. So
it may
very
have
possible me as well.
I didn't level up till I got on Zoom.
But yeah, that's fine. I'll make sure to level them up more here. They can be level 7, because yeah, there were 4. I know there were 4 levels behind you. Because they were level 1. You guys were level 5. So.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, cool. So we got Lirith, Tavi, and Conrad coming with you on this next bit here. The only other thing I had was Git comes back and talks to Takui about what's on the horizon for the Order of the Bitter Curtain. Anyone else have anything before we end with that?
Did I get collector points for the Shadow Pearl?
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Do you just gave it to the collectors?
Well, I gave it probably to the collector lady that's local, I imagine.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I ever knew who was getting that.
I figured these are the safest people to have it.
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
everybody else fine with that?
Yeah. I don't want it. And then would I get points for uncovering a major plot to sow chaos in the region?
Oh yeah,
Uncovered the plot of the Shadow Pearls.
Yes, I think
And then
so.
like after this adventure, I could say I stopped a major threat.
Yeah.
But like right now, I've just uncovered it.
Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
That is 4 points.
Yeah, might as well check other faction things if they're relevant.
Okay.
Oh my god, I got anything.
I'm an elder sister.
Nice.
Would that be
what
donates
extra thing do you get?
I am given permanent food and board at a monastery or shrine, but are expected to give at least 1 day a week in service to those younger than you in the faith. It's fine, I'm not using room and board right now anyway. In addition, you may requisition any one relic per month for at least a week from the archives.
Nice. Cool.
Would the one I'd had be donates a unique magic item worth 5,000 GP or more, or would it be recovers a powerful magic item? They're both +2. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Or would it be both?
No. Oh, I see. Yeah.
I recovered it, and I donated.
You didn't adventure to recover it though, right? Like it wasn't like you went on a mission. So I'll give you the +2 for donates a unique magic item. That makes sense.
Mhm.
What are you at right now?
I gotta calculate it.
I'm excited for when you get the curse arm. That's gonna be so fun.
I'm getting close to that if I remember right. So that's +2. That brings me up to 25, which makes me. Oh, I'm still just a greater poobah.
Greater Poobah, borrow any one magic item permanently. Have you done that yet?
No, because we're still here. Well,
like the collectors.
No, but my point is we've already established the limit of magic items I could buy, but that also means limit of magic items I could
I was
borrow.
gonna say the collectors, dude, they can like teleport and stuff, right? Like you can just like put in a request we can say you even put in a request like a while ago, right? And maybe now, Alan teleports in from Calavar and gives you a magic item. Which one would you want?
Well, if that's the case, guys, what's my limit? Can we go all the way down to the bottom and get a
No. What is it? What is the Yeah, what is my specific wording?
It doesn't
here?
actually say
any one magic item permanently. Wow, why did I word it like that?
Really
I will reserve the ability to veto at any point because another collector might be using it or they don't have one.
Deck of many things.
Sure, yeah, you can take a deck of many things.
No. I want my character to survive.
More chaos.
Deck of many
Ring
things.
of 3 wishes? No.
What if Deli got a deck of many things and then I found out about it? Would that be discovering a major plot to sow chaos in the region if I figured out Deli had a deck of many things?
No, but I like the enthusiasm.
What do you guys what is the Ring of Regeneration?
I mean, I'd have to go through and look at magic items.
Yeah, that seems like something we should probably do offline.
Yeah.
We can look through the big list, get some ideas there.
Jordan,
did you have a thing?
Wait a second. Can
I know you said something earlier.
Yeah, well, my question was, what do I use because I have one more infused that I can do. So I could do Alchemy Jug, I could do Mind Sharpener, and I'll post that one at least.
Alchemy Jug is so fun.
And then I can also do Repeating Shot. Also, there might be a possibility that I can have 2 Homunculus Servants, but I don't know that one for sure.
Repeating Shot is awesome.
It is awesome.
Why didn't you already choose that one?
Because it requires attunement.
As in the magic weapon. Oh, yeah, I see.
So if I put that on my pistol, I literally couldn't use my pistol.
Unless you got rid of... What do you have attuned right now? You have the 2 rapiers and...
No, only 1 rapier needs attunement.
Okay. Rapier of Warning requires attunement?
Rapier of Warning.
Gloves of Thievery?
No. Amulet of Health.
Okay,
and Wing Boots.
And Wing Boots. Okay, yeah, you probably don't want to get rid of any of those.
No.
Especially not Amulet of Health at this point.
No. But that's why I'm like wanting to condense and combine things.
Sure. Yeah. We can certainly go on a little side quest to do that. I'm fine with that. Again, we haven't done a whole lot of like magic item weirdness like we did in Terra Nullius yet, so I'm happy to get into that if we want to. So,
but in the meantime,
more of Dust Crusher.
Yeah, exactly. Totally fine. Dust Crusher is a good example of one that already has like the Terra Nullius style history to it as well. So that's certainly something you could try to do.
So in the meantime,
I was actually gonna ask Caleb if I could try to find a way to commune with Esh to like see if I could find a way to destroy the Shadow Pearl. Like, how do you destroy? Like, how do you destroy these things?
I mean, there's powerful magic that just makes sense, like wish spells and
right. But is there a way I could do it?
A way you could do it? Probably.
Or like Dust Crusher could like crush, destroy.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. That would probably be along the lines of let's open up a new ability for Dust Crusher sort of thing. I definitely like the idea of like destroy evil artifacts as like a thing that Dust Crusher could do. If you make a roll here. Did you want to just make a religion check and would you see what happens?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I only have a +3 to religion, but
how about let's see, does Git have religion? Because Git was going to be coming back here and talking to you, so he might just help you with this.
Who fails con saves the most here?
I don't know.
I mean, I make the most con saves.
I was about to say, Deli could use it the most for having concentration spells.
Does Deli have any non-magical armor or robes on?
I have the Cloak of Protection, and I also have adamantine armor.
Oh, that isn't magical though, is it? Is it just adamantine armor? Or is it a +1
it's just
adamantine?
It's just adamantine armor.
I think adamantine is just like a
metal,
material, right?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking one thing I could do. Here's my current thought for my magic item borrowing very stronger adamantine armor, getting rid of my Cloak of Protection, and buying an amulet of proof against detection and location, which would prevent Alisand from scrying on me, which is only 500 GP. It's actually relatively cheap in comparison.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I will say, if you get, I was going to say, instead of upgrading your adamantium armor, I could give you Mind Sharpener on your current.
Oh.
Yeah, so he can infuse this into you. It sends a jolt to the wearer to refocus their mind. The item has 4 charges. When the wearer fails a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on the spell, the wearer can use its reaction to expend one of the item's charges to succeed instead.
Oh, that's actually
1d4 expended charges daily at dawn. That's really good for Deli.
That's actually really sick.
Attunement.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Does it have to be? Can it be a magic and non-magic item?
I think the idea with infused items is they have to be non-magical originally.
Yeah, so that's why he was saying that if you do the adamantium chest breastplate or whatever, that's already non-magical.
If you leave it the way it is, you can do this. If you buy magic armor, you cannot do it.
Yeah. Until we can somehow circumvent.
Yeah,
that.
Audrin could go on a little side adventure here to figure out a way to do that. But.
And I got to figure out something else to borrow, but that's fine. I could just borrow can I trade what I'm borrowing from the collectors?
It's permanently, so yeah. You can only choose one, but...
No, that's my point. Like, could I pick that and say, hey, I'm trading this in, can I get something else?
Permanently switch one thing out from another thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't sound like you need to do that, right?
Well, my point was, I don't know what I want right.
So could he get something now and then swap it out later?
Just sell the item you're thinking of and not to the collectors, and you can just get whatever item you want for free, right? I don't know why you.
Well, we can talk about that. We can talk about this afterwards.
Unless the magic item had a particular gold value and you would get a point for it, I suppose that would be the only way it would matter.
No, the main thing was like if I pick something now, could I change it out later? That was the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, we can just like figure it out between streams and go from there. Yeah. Cool. So Git is trained in religion. He can help you with this, Takeaway. I think you'll have to make the roll yourself, but he can give you advantage.
I'm also wondering too, because part of the Bitter Curtain, right, is that if you destroy like artifacts tied to this, you get extra points, and so Takeaway's very interested in like learning how to destroy the Shadow Pearls.
That sounds like a great idea.
So she wants to try to like, get in contact with Ish and be like, hey, how do I do this?
Yep.
Can like Dust Crusher do this?
I have a couple ideas based on how high you get.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
go for it.
dang it, I can't even like Bardic myself. Lyrith.
Sure, yeah, Lyrith can help you. Yep, take a Bardic.
Lyrith, I need to feel inspired. Please help me. Okay.
Be inspired.
Thank you.
You go, girl. Hey, 21.
All right. Roll 1d. I think it's a d8 now because she's a higher
level 7.
level bard than I am.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. 26.
I was gonna think in 25. For
Okay.
like highest tier of what I was thinking. I think Ash just gives it to you. Like I think if you had rolled lower than that, like he would have sent you on some sort of little side quest that you would have to like get this. But I think
Ash gonna give it to you. He's gonna give it to you.
I think we just have a conversation. I think you get like magically transported into his presence, right, for a conversation for a second here, right? Not actually, but like in your mind. And big, think Apollo, big, fire hair and whatnot, right?
This is cool because we haven't actually talked yet. Literally,
yes, exactly.
It was like,
yep.
Like he was like, here, have this thing. And then I transported it. Mommy was yelling at him. And I was like, sorry.
Yep. Ash says, oh, good. Takui, I was hoping we would be able to chat before too long. Sorry, I've been incredibly busy with all this god stuff. Yes, what is it?
Takui kind of like grasps his hands and just says, well, it's good to officially meet you.
Yes, absolutely. Honored.
I can tell you're busy, but I just wanted to ask.
Always loved Fire Genasi for followers. It makes sense.
I kind of wish you were one, but it's okay. I've moved past it.
I don't know if gods. I think that gods. I'm not even too sure if gods have a race when they ascend.
It's okay. Anyways, my point is, I want to learn if there's a way I can destroy the Shadow Pearls. Sounds like we're going to be running into them a lot now. And I want to be able to destroy them.
Just hit him with Dust Crusher. That's kind of what I made it for.
Really? That's it? Is that simple?
Pretty much. I mean, you'll have to like actually break it. You can't just, it's not going to automatically like go through it like paper or anything, but like you hit it enough times and it should do the trick.
It's not going to like go off in the middle of me hitting it.
I mean, there's always a risk with powerful evil artifacts that something might happen. I would say maybe a 1 in 20 chance.
So basically, if I roll a natural 1,
if you get a crit fail, yeah,
it goes off. Okay, great. On like I'm assuming I'm going to make like attack rolls on it, kind of a thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, you could always give Deli Dust Crusher. She's immune to the Shadow Pearl effect.
Yeah, there you go. You find a Shadow Pearl.
Yeah, but you're not attuned to it.
You place Deli on an island by herself for a day, right? Let her attune to Dust Crusher, and then have her just hit it. There you go. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, well, hopefully I don't die. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you soon.
If you die, we'll just res you again. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing, right?
I guess that's true.
Just don't get stabbed with one of those like black swords black blades that cuts your soul off from everybody else. That would be bad.
Where do souls go, by the way, when that happens?
I wish I knew. That's something we're still trying to figure out. Madoc thinks he has an idea, but we're not quite able to figure it out. These demons are really powerful, man. It's taking everything we have to fight them off right now. So we're hoping that you do some great things in the mortal realm. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
By the way, my sister's in another. I know your father asked me to find my sister. Do you know what plane she's on, and by any chance?
She's smart. She's done something to hide her presence from us. We're not entirely sure where she is. But Takui, I do have to warn you. Those black blades I was mentioning to you, she has one of those. If you face her, that could be it for you.
She's still my sister.
All right. Just want to make sure you know the risks.
Thank you.
We'll keep a lookout for her, obviously, but so far she's been clever. I'm assuming she's probably in the abyss somewhere, maybe. It depends. We think she's getting in contact with Demogorgon. Against all of her better judgment, I guess she's siding with the demons in this one, but maybe she's too blinded by her hatred against the Pantheon to see clearly.
I'll make her see. Thank you.
One last thing, Takewee. There's a guy with her. I don't know if you know him, another Fire Genasi. And he gives you a name. We've never gotten the name of this person on screen before, but it's the person that you used to have a crush on back in the, and he like had a crush on Zanaya instead.
I just go, that's her husband.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, yeah, okay. Thought you knew something about that. Quite the power couple, those two.
Yeah. No, he's something else.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you too. I hope I didn't cause you too much trouble.
It's fine. I smoothed it over. My mom loves me. I can basically talk her into I can do whatever I want, and she, yells at me for a little while, but it's fine.
Mama's boy, I see.
Well, go crush some dusk, as we say. Actually, no one says that, but
Thank you, Ash.
Of course. Godspeed.
She's like, well, I can't leave, so I guess I.
Yeah, I mean, like you just kind of fade out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Ash basically Cusco? Because that's what I'm imagining this whole time.
Yeah,
just the mannerisms, so don't do that.
Yeah, there's some Cusco vibes. I could see that. He's kind of like a flamboyant sun god, right?
I would say he kind of gives me like, what's that avatar, the water avatar, where he's kind of like, go with the flow, man. I don't know. Like,
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of what his name is.
I know.
In Avatar: The Last Airbender, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a water avatar who's like that. There's Kurik. Oh yeah, Kurik is who you're thinking of.
Yeah, Kurik.
Yeah. Well, he's not exactly like that, but I mean, he's definitely like, I don't know.
He went surfing for a long time in
he
his
said he
reign
was
as
in
an
a
avatar,
time of peace.
Yeah.
What do? You surf.
Yep. Cool. So the last thing I think we get then, right, is Takewee talks to Git then, right? Like Git's like, I am glad to be of assistance. Also, there was one last thing I wanted to talk to you about, if you don't mind.
Sure, Git, what's up?
I've been on an adventure.
You always are. Where have you been the last few days?
And he repeats something in a voice that sounds familiar to you. A woman's voice says, "Get out of my house! Why are you here?" And you can make I think maybe it just probably takes you a second, but you recognize the voice as Lethira, the fallen angel on the other side of the Isle of Dread.
Her.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we'd talk to her soon.
Yep. And he basically says, Git says, what's give me a second here. Yeah, I guess he says, I can't remember the exact quote that I'm trying to think of, but he says, "I'm assembling a team." And he then like lists off snippets of conversations that you guys have had with the fire elemental back in that old ruin on the coast of Africa, the water elemental you helped save in that one village, and Lethira again. And he says, "We still need more people, and then it'll be great. We're going to take the fight to them."
So
and he's like racking his brain trying to like find the right clips in his mind to like make this make sense to you. But he basically gets across he does other snippets of conversation to eventually get you to understand the point that he's trying to make.
Don't take me off your journal, Git.
Yeah, exactly. And he gives you a little finger wag. And he says, "You're still a naughty girl." And then he goes back to his journal and or goes back to trying to find the clips. And he eventually says, he gets it across to you in some way that would make sense to Takewee. That basically he has been in contact with some of these like fire spirits, his phoenix, Lethera, and he's trying to like figure out this like people who were kind of kicked to the curb the first time these demons caused the fall of the Igbaye civilization, right? And he's trying to regather them and make a strike to the heart of the island, the capital, the city of Urathura, to actually like just face the demon that he knows is going to be there once and for all. And there's not a whole lot here that he's asking of you, except for like be on the lookout for powerful entities that we might be able to get on our side for this final battle we're going to have to do on the Isle of Dread.
Got it.
Because we're going to need everyone we can, but I'm gathering people myself, and that's what I'm kind of focusing on right now. And once we get to Urathura, that'll be I'll get whoever I can, and we're gonna take the fight to them at that point. And so the implication here is first, this next adventure, Git will be doing that. The second adventure after that, Git's gonna come back and you're gonna do fun final battle stuff on the Isle of Dread, right? So he'll probably join your party for that season, but he'll be gone for a little while here as he does some stuff. And then there's one last thing that he says to you at the end here. He says, there's still something else that's on my mind. You see, there's patterns everywhere. And if we look closely, we can figure them out. There's something about the Isle of Dread that is still a mystery. And I'm going to find out what it is. The Isle of Dread is in the wrong place.
Oh.
I've been doing some reading, and it's in the wrong place.
It's from a...
This empire doesn't make any sense.
You mean this whole island isn't supposed to be here?
This fog is a mystery. This fog has something weird about it. I figured out the secret once before, and I'll figure out what the deeper secret really is. I'll let you know more when I know more.
You gotta get. When we're gonna go out on our adventure, when we link back up, we'll compare notes. And maybe I'll get back in your notebook.
You will try. And then he starts to turn away and then turns back and says, in Deacon's Ross voice,
Oh God.
have you told him yet?
Why is this a big deal? We kissed once.
Yeah, but like you were like messaging him on the voyage, like checking in and
time.
like, yeah, but still. I think Git's always been holding out hope that you guys would get together. He likes you guys. He shrugs and he says, it's none of my business, but I thought I'd ask.
I don't even know when I'm going to see him next, Git, but if I do tell him, it'll have to be in person.
Yeah, and you can see that Git was like starting to get out his journal just in case. And he looks down and he says, you could talk to him now if you wanted.
I just don't think he deserves that.
Probably right.
we were never going to work out anyways. We're on totally separate paths. I have all the respect in the world for him, and I do like him.
Well, I just lost 100 gold. And then he like walks off.
He's like, who is he betting with?
Just a joke, dearie.
No. She just says that under her breath.
Okay, yeah. And he walks off. Off to fight some demons.
Onward. She's like,
Yep.
That made me feel icky.
Gets
Same
one
thing I felt.
gets one to drive in the knife if he needs, if he feels like he should. Wants to poke and prod. Cool. Yeah. So, just as a review, right? Then the next thing is to go to that cove and figure out what's going on there. But if you would like to take any detours, you're welcome to do so. We have plenty of side mission things that we could do, right? You have any of your like side quests for your factions, some of which will be relevant like just during the main stuff you're doing. So you can double up and triple up and stuff. But you could go to the Igbaye tribes at any point and try to get in with them. You could go hunt some dangerous monsters if you really wanted to. Whatever you'd like to do is on the table. But if you also just want to go straight to adventure, we can do that too. Yep. And we don't have to decide now either. We can think about it for next time. Cool stuff. Well, let's go ahead and end there and do a quick after show. Maybe talk a little bit more about what's in store for our characters, and then we can go on from there. Thanks for playing, guys. That was a fun session. I enjoyed it very much. We're out. Adios.